Hello, Deb. Hello, J Dub. Welcome back. Hello, Allison. Hello, Madison. Hello, Mega Cult. Hello, Real Time. Hey, Captain Winky. What's up? Hey, Big Daddy. Hey, Diane. Dina. My bad. Uh, hey, how are you? I'm doing quite well. How are you, Allison? How you doing, Captain Winky? Hello, David. Hello, Lame Content. Hello, Ree. Hello, Mike. Hello, Nashville. Welcome back, Nashville. Hello, Wax. Another day. Another day of fun, excitement, and adventure. Hello, Michael. Hello, Rat Hat. Welcome back, Be Happy. I'm good. That's good, Allison. Hello, Chris. Did it offend you when Biden said you ain't black if you don't vote for him? I mean, eh. Like it was audacious true enough, but was I offended by it? Not really. Because he is an old white T man who doesn't know how to talk to people, and that's what he said. Like to be offended means I expected something different. I didn't expect anything different. Making chili for this rainy day. That's what's up, Captain Wink. I like that. Thank you so much for liking the live. And good morning, everybody. Jim, Biden threatened the American people twice with fighter jets. Said rights are not absolute. I mean, our rights aren't absolute. Being offended is so subjective. It really is. Hello, Jacqueline. Hello, Oral. Hello, California. Hello, Pat. Hello, Lisa. Hello, Roblox. Hello, Janice. Hello, Arabia. Hello, Sandra. Hello, Marquis. Hello, PT. Hello, Roger. I love chili, especially on a chilly day. Hey, hello, Ace. Hello, Velvet. Hello, Jade. Hello, Jill Jill. Hello, Blooper. Hello, Ricky. Hello, McJ. Y'all trying to make me hungry, but I ate breakfast, so it's not gonna work. How you doing, Jacqueline? Hello, Lynn. Hello, Maddie. Hello, Rodney. Hello, Miss Jane. Hello, Duck. Hello, Poetic. Hello, Tao. Hello, Fan for Life. Hello, TT. Hello, 8. Hello, Dwight. Hello, Ramen. Hello, Star. Hello, Mo. Hello, Mr. Money. Hello, True Blue. Hello, Cali Lawyer. Hello, Andrew. I'm sorry for all the people that I'm missing. I like to say hello and good morning to everybody. Uh, you're welcome. Hope my tax helps you. Hope my tax money takes you far in life. It's also my tax money. Oh, I'm not letting people up right now. I wait until more people get in here. Hello, Sick Syrup. I know you misgendered me on purpose. Your mom's a hoe. Hello, Inappropriate. Hello, Coral. Hello, Peggy Peg. Hello, Poochie. Hello, Crystal. Hello, Mobile. Hello, Captain. Hello, Quinny. Hello, Sean. I'm in West Virginia. Oh, I think I visited West Virginia for a little while. Hello, Sherry. Free Palestine. Hello, Mama. Hello, Joey. Hello, Denise. Hello, Osama. Hello, Marshmallow. Hello, Sheila. All right, you know what we're gonna do? Oh, wait a minute. Whoops. Almost did the wrong thing. All right, so if you want to talk shit and misgender me and be a dick, you have to pay now. I am going to turn the comments back on. For those of you who aren't subscribed, don't worry, I turn these back on eventually. But as you can see here, I get a lot of trolls. So I have to turn the comments off. Hey, Josh. I'll turn the comments back on in a minute. Thank you for the follow, Yashkai. Hello, customer support. Hello, Willie Boy. Hello, Sharon. Hello, Paul. Hello, Jeff. Hello, Teresa. Oh, thank you for the follow, Sharon Pence. But yeah, Chili is. Hey, Jasmine, I didn't even see you come in. I turned on subscription only to get the haters out of here. Hey, Free Palestine. Also, yeah, I meant to say Free Palestine. From Parts Known. From Parts Known, I like that. Hello, Deborah. Hello, Forrest. Hello, Easy. Hello, Val. We're all on early today. I hope everybody's having a good day. Jasmine wants to come.
Good morning. I requested your box because I couldn't talk. I wasn't subscribed to say anything. But good morning. How are you?
I'm doing quite well. How about yourself?
I'm actually jealous of what I see. Is that your house coat? I think I like that. If I could get it in person. I
It
always envy people with house coats like that.
is in fact the robe. Yeah, I had to start doing subscription because the troll, like, I have some very steady stalkers and the trolls just love to rush in. So it's like, all right, if you want to talk shit, you got to pay. Either pay or keep
I,
paying.
they will though. They will. One of the things that I enjoyed for a while was we had a campaign OF, and
Mhm.
we would just put "Tell me how I'm not going to win" behind a paywall, and they would donate to tell me. Like the maliciousness in our society is crazy.
That's weird. I have yet to be paid to be trolled, and as you can see, my subscriptions are like either $1.99 or $2.99. So people want to be stingy out here.
Listen, I did a live yesterday, and I'm gonna have to go live later on today because that's pretty much how I'm communicating with people. But I did a live, and one of my trolls started to say that they were they'd rather vote for me before Marianne Williamson. I was like, see, you're falling off. That's not how trolling works. You can't just in the middle start to be endeared.
Right.
It's crazy.
It's wild. But I am getting more followers this way because people want to check me out and be like, all right, what exactly am I subscribing to? So people want to check me out, see if I'm gonna stick around, and then maybe they'll subscribe later, and that's totally fair.
That's fair. My problem with subscribing is I will subscribe and then never go back to the live or can't find it. I'm really bad at that.
Subscribing is
And I feel
supposed
like,
to boost you to the top. That's literally what you're paying for. Like, you're paying for like a whole bunch of extra features.
but see, I don't understand. I know I was mutuals with you. Now I just had to follow you again.
Weird. All right.
We were mutuals. I know we were.
TikTok is playing.
TikTok is always playing.
Hey Josh, what you up to today?
Hey, Josh. I think I might go lay out in my tent, clean it out, and lay outside.
That's what's
It's
up.
really cool. It's really cool to be home, for a day or two, right? Before I have to go over to my next spot. It is.
Right on. Um.
What's
So,
your plan for the day?
this therapy appointment at 1 with my new therapist. I got a new sex therapist because my last one was whack. Um, and people that hate on people just hate themselves. Hurt people for real.
That's
Hey,
true.
Nico Doom. Um, and then go live on YouTube at 3.
I gotta up my live game. I gotta connect some more. I know other people are doing it really well. I'm just not good at it.
Yeah, going live on YouTube, even though it doesn't seem like it does as much, it's just as important because it helps spread your platform and your message. And like the more you go live on YouTube, the more it rewards consistency. So the more you go live on it, the more it'll boost you up on the For You page. Well, its own version of the For You page.
Hey, Tiger. Hey, AMB. I'm doing really well. I'm chilling with one of the many people that I've gotten to meet on this app. Um, just hanging out, bringing awareness to things. One of the things that I do think that you talk about that not a lot of people acknowledge is the silent homelessness.
Yeah.
Like,
Which is why it's silent, right?
but there's so many people who are couch surfing or like living in their cars, and I'm not. I personally have a problem with that. Um, and I don't like how people say phrases like, "Well, that's just the way it's always been." That's not accurate. It's not how it's always been. It's how we've currently been conditioned to walk by a life. Um, but it's not natural, in my opinion. Not that I'm all about natchy natchy. I just don't think that it's natural. Like, think about when you were a kid and you were like, "Hey, mom, dad, what's going on with that person? How can I help them?" Usually they were like, mind your business, keep your head down, don't bother them, don't engage. We do that to dehumanize people, right? Like, the same way, I'm sure, like, we talk about the stock market. The first commodity was slaves.
Yeah, literally. That's literally what Wall Street was.
And we normalize that, right? Like, they like, someone would say, "Are you hurting them?" when they would perform these medical procedures on us, and they would say, "No, they can't feel anything." That's crazy to me, but it was so people would ignore. And now in modern science, because of that, doctors do think that Black people have less um feeling. Like, that's
Yeah.
something that's still taught.
You
There's
know,
no.
I actually learned, speaking of this, I actually learned something very interesting. I learned that in medical school, they like carefully, they teach the doctors how to carefully dissect like male, for lack of a better term, male genitalia, but they don't teach the same thing about female genitalia and they just butcher that shit.
Yeah, they don't care. I mean, like I said, not like I said, I've talked to you before. And so, women's products for women who have a menstrual cycle, just got started being tested on fluids or menstruation fluids the end of last year. And Tiger, I would say there's nothing wrong with wanting to live outside. I think that there's various ways that we could accommodate that. My problem is when you are in Alaska, and I'm only talking about Alaska because in Alaska, if you are houseless, you are outside in the snow.
Yeah.
That's like, it needs to depend.
Yeah, because you're not as bad off being outside in Arizona in winter as you are in Minnesota in winter.
But I also think when people say, "I want to be outside," it doesn't mean that I want to not have control over my situation. It's one thing if you self select to go camping, it's one thing if you self decide that you want to be outdoors, but it's a different thing when you have no choice. Like, they've locked you out of wherever you were before.
Yeah. But yeah, the whole, like you said, we need a reset. Like the whole thing needs to be reset because right now we also live in a system that teaches people that female genitalia isn't important and black and brown people don't feel pain.
Yep. We have the highest mortality rate for pregnant people.
Yeah, for pregnant people, and then it gets worse as you go down the paper bag test.
Yep.
But yeah, a lot of folks are going, "Hey y'all, good morning. What may I ask what time it is where you are? Or is that too much?"
It is 10:57 where I am. Tiger, I'm trying to build those relationships without tokenizing anybody. I'm learning a lot. But I do feel like that is an entire population that has so much to say and not enough amplification.
Yeah,
I
that
also agree.
yeah.
ACAB.
ACAB all day, every day around the world. Um, it's just like there's just so much going on, and like one person can only do so much. My thing is people saying that you won't win because you are third party and nobody will side with you. And I was like, did y'all forget executive orders exist, or are we just playing?
But okay, so let's talk about that. If we're going to talk
Yeah.
about that, are you saying so? When they say no one will side with you, why wouldn't Democrats vote for housing people? They claim to care about people. Why would Democrats vote against trans safety? Like, you can't have it both ways. In one breath, you can't go, Democrats are the saviors to us all. And another breath, well, when you get elected, the Democrats are going to vote against you. Like, why would they do that?
Yeah, I mean, they could do it out of like the Democrats have just become insidious. Like they just want your vote. They don't want to actually do anything for it. So
Right.
like,
And
yeah, they can talk a good game and be like, yeah, we're gonna do this, this, and this. But then when somebody comes along that actually wants to do it, they're gonna give you the hold up.
but it's what part of it is too is like people when they speak to me, they are speaking to me with the education that they got in their high school civics class, right?
Right.
And things have evolved. Politics does not look the way it used to look when you took, like for everybody who says, "Oh, well, you can't do something," I can most definitely declare a climate emergency.
Yeah.
Joe Biden talks about how he's done one almost, right? Like these things, these presidential powers since the Patriot Act have been out there and they have been growing. And all I'm doing is exploiting those presidential powers, which we have consistently been increasing power to for war, for hate, for harm. And I'm just going to use them for what we want in terms of us. It isn't that the president doesn't have this power. The president has never had the desire to do something of value with his power.
You're absolutely right. Like, if you could be the first,
In
like
fact,
you'd be the first a lot of things. Go ahead.
I want to see if I can find the quote because there's somebody who's like, a president can't do this. But literally, it's Jamal Bowman on the House floor acknowledging that President Biden could call for a housing crisis.
Yeah, the president can do like a lot of things. Like there are things that people want the president to do that the president can't do, but there are all these other things that we don't even think of that the president can actually do.
When they say he's just a figurehead, that's because he wants to be a figurehead.
Let's talk about it for real. If he wanted to do something, he would. If he just wanted to be a figurehead, that's what he wanted to do, and that's what he is. Let's talk about it for real. And people like I've stopped answering a lot of questions like about my employment and stuff like that because really that's nobody's business. I've answered that question several times. This is why I'm not still a cashier. I don't like answering the same question over and over again. People need to learn. Also, people just need to learn how to read because the definition of silent homeless is somebody who stays in hotels, motels, and couch surfs. um people just want to be like defeated, that people want to be defeated and they want to see other people defeated. It's like I just don't give a shit. Hey, Eric, aka me, I'm not gonna turn back on uh subscription only for a little bit because Jasmine is here. So Eric, go off. uh Eric is one of my new regular stalkers. Y'all say hey.
But I have working houseless people. Like I have a teacher who stays in one of my shelters, a full-time teacher, but because she has to pay for her cancer patient treatments, she can't afford to pay for the medicine and housing. You can be like being houseless is a epidemic. It can happen to anyone at any time. You could be someone that's sitting in your home, not have renter's insurance or your homeowner's insurance doesn't cover it, and then be on the street. Like it's a weird thing. And I don't understand why you would want to cling to that. But socialism does work. Senior citizens get their SS check. Like it literally, Social Security. It's in the title.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I guess now he doesn't want to stay because he's invited to stay. No, Eric, stay. You're invited. As a matter of fact, you're the guest of honor. Stay. But yeah, it's like so like
And I
people
just
don't
wanted
want
to
to people
I
don't
just
want to
wanted to show
realize.
you because you are someone that does talk about my platform all the time.
Okay.
Right here, this person is an elected official. That's a wall. Let me get my screen down. My bad. Jamal Bowman, right? An elected official. Let me highlight it so the cost of rent for Americans is simply too high. In addition to making robust investments to address housing shortage, we must use all our tools. You see how they said all our tools? That means there's tools. That's things they could do to protect tenants and reverse consolidation in housing market that is giving corporations such unchecked power to inflate rents.
Yeah.
There's actually things that they could do. Address the housing crisis. There's more of this. You guys can see the videos where they actually talk about how he could do it step by step. They do it on purpose, but then they let you guys believe that we have no ability to do this. But we literally do.
Yeah. Like it's pretty disgusting
I just
how
want to point
like
out Homes Guarantee Campaign. I've been talking to you about guaranteed housing. What I'm saying, none of that's crazy. You guys just don't know that the laws have changed and the presidential power has increased. You can do so much more. They just don't want to.
yeah, like it's like people are only as useless as they want themselves to be. It's amazing. Hey, Stacy's here. Stacy, do you want to come up? I don't want to pressure you. It's the morning. You can definitely come up if you want to.
Stacy should have to come up. I got to be on live. Stacy should have to come up.
All right, I'll send Stacy an invitation, but that's all I can do.
That's true. That's true.
Oh, Stacy's in the okay, cool.
True.
I just came in here because I asked Jasmine if they were in these TikTok streets this morning, and they told me no and
I
laughed at
wasn't.
me.
I
And so when
wasn't
I
at the
saw,
time. I was not.
are we
I
going to go
only
live on your
came.
platform?
I guess we will, but I'm hanging out on their platform right now. I mean, I will, but
Okay.
Yeah. Captain Winky, welcome back. This is a new comrade that I met yesterday. Is there something you want to say to Jasmine, or you just want to come up and hang out, or what?
I don't mind hanging out. I have
Okay.
a few tidbits that I can add with things that are, how would I say, oppressing.
Okay. Do you want to share where you are first, or you don't have to?
Oh, I'm in Missouri.
Okay.
It's like, what time is it? 10 o'clock in the morning.
Right
Got the
on.
kids off to school and everything. Like I said yesterday, me and my wife both are full time in the healthcare field, and there's never a day we don't get scared of being homeless ourselves. It's it's depressing. It seems like the harder you work, the more you have to put into someone else's bills. You just can't get ahead anymore.
can you name a time when we were all getting ahead?
Not for me.
Okay, so
The,
that's why
mo- the moment I have
I
the
just,
moment I have more than $20 in my account, I'm freaking out. What did I not pay?
I feel that because it's just the way you phrase that, right? Like no one can get ahead anymore. And I've known people who have never been ahead. So when
Yeah.
people say that, I'm always curious about who they're speaking about.
Well, like it, it's more of a sense of accomplishment. Hey, I got a vehicle. It's completely paid off. To me, that's being ahead than where I was before. It's more of a self thing, taking public transit and everything, walking everywhere. And then, all right, I have a few extra dollars. Oh, there's some extra bill somewhere. It's and just one person working is just not cutting it anymore.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah, just not cutting it.
Um, it's Jasmine or Stacy. Do you want to respond? And since we have more people on the panel, please mute when you're not talking.
I mean, I can't deny how he feels, right? He's explained what he like paying something off. There is some pride in that. I do remember that Tupac song where he was like, "It feels good putting rent when the rent due," right? Put it in the mailbox, right? I support self sufficiency, but my issue is that what we have currently is not working for so many people, and so many people want to cling to what's not working. Like we all have active conversations where people go, you can't trust politicians. Then why are they your politician? Why are you paying someone you can't trust? Why embrace why embrace that? Like people wear it as a badge of honor. Nothing works in this government. Then replace your government. Like if something is broken in my house, I call a technician and I get it repaired. If Like I don't just go, well, that light has always flickered, so I'm just going to get, makes my seizure potential even worse, right? That's
Yeah.
not that's a weird thing to me. We know that we have problems. We know we can address them. It is 2024. I don't care what Jefferson said. I don't care what George Washington said. They are dead and gone. We do not need to cling to tradition that doesn't work for us. And I apologize. This is why you shouldn't let me on your platforms. I just get all preachy. I'm gonna go on mute. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're fine. If anybody has anything they want to say next, that's fine. Oh, what happened? What happened to? I think maybe their connection dropped.
I wasn't calling him weird. I was saying his level of success is his level of success. I support that. But like if you're both working in the medical field and you're still living paycheck to paycheck, we should be looking at why. There's
Yeah,
no
I don't think
reason.
he. No, I don't think he took that any kind of way. I think his
Okay.
internet dropped because the last thing I saw was his hand like this.
Got you. And that's another thing. I got people in Appalachia with no internet. And do you know why they don't have internet? Because we rely on corporations to put it in. There is no, like, the internet is a necessity. The same way food, water is a necessity. The internet is also a necessity these days. You can't get a job without the internet. You can't, some phones don't work without the internet. So, like, I do feel like people just need to know that I exist. That's it. Tell people I exist, and my job is to be on your ballot. My job is to be any lawsuits from the Democrats or any parties that have issues, and then be on your ballot. We can do something entirely new. Let's talk about security, Piper. I have been attacked twice, but I'm not a pacifist. At the end of it, the guy was like, well, now I don't feel safe. You shouldn't feel safe. But I have been using security. The security guards that I had in Sacramento were amazing. Um, but I do feel like I'm not afraid to do what I got to do to make sure that we are good. I am smart. I'm careful. But even if something happens to me, the policies don't change. Tanda will take it from there.
There you go. I do upload the VODs on my YouTube, so I'll talk to Captain Winky later and just tell him like, hey, if you want to hear everything Jasmine said, because Jasmine did continue talking about what you said, you can head on over to the YouTube. Can I be your photographer? Oh, somebody wants a job.
Listen, you can be what, like, I am. This is an open source campaign. It is your campaign. If you are someone that wants to take pictures, take pictures. I'll sit for pictures. I'm not the most photogenic, but we can do that. If you are someone that's good with press releases, we have to write them. I'm waiting to write the one. Oh snap! Today's March 7th. I find out if I win that debate poll. Once we win that, if I win the debate poll, I haven't looked. Once if I win that, I can do a press release. We had a debate. Here's how you watch it, and they won. I do feel like if you are someone that makes T-shirts, make Sherman shirts and sell them. It could be anti-Sherman shirts. It could be pro-Sherman shirts. Get your money. Get your
Mhm.
paper, boo boo. This is the one way that we can bring all of us together. And then by
Somebody. Oh, go ahead.
no, I'm just saying by bringing people together, that means making sure they got money in their pocket. When everybody eats, nobody's hungry.
Let's talk about it. When everybody eats, nobody's hungry. Let's talk about it.
I'm
Uh,
serious. I think that everybody should have access to food.
oh,
In regards to the debate, real quick, I just want to give some info. I just went and checked. Jasmine is still in the lead. If you want to vote for who you thought won the free and equal debate, the link is in my bio. And you have until 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time tonight to do that.
um, so for those of you who didn't hear, because Stacy did cut out, the person said that the link is in their bio for you to continue to be able to vote. And I'm gonna let up Josh. Josh, when you come in, please come up on mute, okay? Oh, Josh left. I'm gonna invite Josh back. What the heck? All right. Um,
I
there you go.
debate last night. They need more workers. If they're saying it out loud, they need workers. They need your workers to be children, and they need you to give them your workers right now. I was literally in the Alaska debate last night, and the person was like, 14-year-olds and 15-year-olds don't need high school. They need jobs. Like, they want workers.
Yeah, for real. They need after
Same,
school programs.
and the same candidate said that women don't need to work. We need to be in the home for the first 20 years, and we need to get paid to be stay-at-home moms and be in the kitchen. That
So
that happened. That happened last night.
let's meet people halfway, right? Like, if they're gonna be paid to stay home and if that's their choice, all right. Shouldn't be an expectation of what somebody's going to do. Just let's iron that out. But in the meantime, welcome to the panel. Awesome. If you have any questions that you would like to ask Jasmine or Stacy directly or whatever, you're welcome to. Also, welcome Josh. Same to you. If you also just came up here to hang out, that's fine. So awesome. You can unmute first if you have something you want to say.
Yeah, I want to say I watched some of the debate and I was really feeling a lot of what you were saying, Jasmine, and I appreciate you. I'm curious about how you feel about the general U.S. strike idea.
I'll support it. Also, thank you for the kind words that you said about my debate performance. I support all of you going on strike. I just want to make sure that while you're on strike, you can still eat. While you're on strike, you're not losing your vehicle. While you're on strike, you don't lose your kids. You don't lose your pets. I just want to make sure that mutual aid has been set up underneath. I think everyone in every city that does participate in that strike needs to be supported by people who say, I can't strike with you. I'm not brave enough. I totally think that that's valid. I also think part of my policies and platform, what makes it so scary for employers is that if you have an employer at your job, right, and they go, you're going to do this, you go, you're not going to talk to me that way. If you don't have to worry about how you're going to eat, where you're going to sleep, you would have a lot more room at the bargaining table because you're not desperate. I hope that answers your question. I am guilty of going to a public place and whispering to a worker, how can I help you unionize? Especially if they're in a Walmart uniform, an Amazon uniform, any establishment, and I dare a manager to say something to them. I'll slip them a note. Like, this is how we do it. Everyone should have support to unionize, to get a fair shake. We're not crazy. You guys remember on TikTok when that CEO said, we're the bosses. We need to fire them and make them hurt. He said that out loud. And guess what? A lot of tech companies are firing people. They're trying to make them hurt. They're trying to scare folks. But if we stand in solidarity, support the people who are striking, support the people who are doing the labor for us, we could have a different outcome. We just don't make it sustainable for people.
Thank you, TikTok, for seeing that my mouth was moving and I wasn't coming through and telling me that my mic is muted at the top. Yeah, we need mutual aid to have a sustainable strike, and there's no way around that. There's no excuse for it. It's like people want to ignore how important mutual aid is, and it's weird. And it's like there's no, and it's I was when shortly after I helped unionize Seward Co-op, I started going around talking to the Target workers, like, "Hey, what y'all doing? What's up?" But then, like, not too long ago, a Target store, I think in West Virginia, tried to unionize, and they just closed that store. And we just saw what happened to the YouTube Music employees a few days ago, where they got mass laid off while they were negotiating their contract. And for me, that audacity came with people are being too civil. If they knew that was going to be fire and brimstone and pitchforks and flames, if they had done that, they wouldn't have done it like that. They probably wouldn't have done it at all. And it's like, I'm going to say what I've been hearing a lot of people say and what always seems to reign true. Walmart will close stores at whispers of a union. Yeah, so will Dunkin' Donuts. We're being too polite about people dying. And that's not just for Palestine and Sudan, that's for us as well. We
But
are
hear
being
me out.
way too
Let's say the
polite.
Walmart closes the store, right?
Yeah.
Walmart tells you they closing the store. This is a hypothetical. I'm not advising anything. Why aren't we taking the stuff off the shelves then? If they close and they don't need that stuff on the shelves, but why aren't y'all
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know the snaps were
businesses where
going to
that
pick
Walmart
up.
was? Why aren't we using that building? Walmart's taking their stuff off the shelf. Then we should be able to go in that empty property now and use it for housing. We should be able to. I want you guys to understand though, when I'm phrasing it this way, it is only for the bold. I'm not saying there's no wrong way to protest. I'm saying if you find an empty resource and your community can benefit from it, make your community benefit from it. If you were out in the cold and you saw an empty house, some of us would go in those houses. Like Walmart doesn't, so Walmart leaves. You open up a business in your area then. It used to be small businesses thrived before Walmart. Walmart doesn't run you. You just replace Walmart. Go back to buying things the way you did before Walmart. Our problem is you want something and you want it in 20 minutes instead of I might need to wait 3 days.
Yeah, you're right. Like instant gratification has really like ruined has it's ruined our expectations, but it's like there was a time before instant gratification that we got to go back to. There are a lot of things that we have to go back to. So like we have to unlearn the damage and the trauma that instant gratification has done to our brains. And I definitely don't think it's an easy feat, but that doesn't mean that it's not worth it and that it's not doable. Awesome. If you're okay with stepping down, I'm gonna go ahead and let Josh speak, and I'm gonna invite I'm sorry, I didn't lose you. Don't worry. I'm scrolling up through the chat right now. Piper up.
And houseless, you let me know when you want me to get down. Like I've taken a lot of space up this morning.
Oh no, you're fine. Take up as much
Yeah,
space as you want.
if you want me to step down, that's fine. I just came up to say hi to you and Jasmine and Stacy. See
It's
what's up.
okay.
Josh, I see you sitting up. Are you out of the hospital now?
I'm out of the hospital and I'm on my exercise bike.
Heck yeah, Josh. You moving and everything. That's what I like to see.
Oh yeah. How you doing?
I'm glad you made it out. 'Cause Josh was in that hospital bed and everybody was loving on Josh. But I'm glad you're healing.
We're doing fine. It's a beautiful morning. We're feeling fresh and fancy free, Josh.
All right.
All right,
Mute
fine.
for Piper.
Right on. Piper, welcome to the panel.
Thank you so much.
For sure. I hope you're
I'm
having a wonderful morning.
I'm 53. I'm in Kentucky. Was a Democrat until about 5 years ago. Some background. Jasmine, I would like to give you an idea for when you are actually elected because I am choosing to manifest that you will win.
I agree with your manifestation too.
Please, when you are considering who you are going to appoint as the Secretary of Education, please make one of their top mandates re-educating away from all the propaganda that we have been shoving down the children's throats my entire adult life. Starting with Schoolhouse fucking Rock all the way forward. Just uneducate that shit. Sorry.
That already planned. One of the things is all of the people who would be taking cabinet positions or I would be appointing have to actually be activists in their community. So it would not be and I'm using this as an extreme example. Please note this is an extreme example. LeVar Burton has a better chance of being my education secretary than Betsy DeVos. Do you guys get what I'm trying to say? Like it needs to be people that actually work in the fields of promoting education. Something like that. Like I don't think it should be anybody that's not an activist already on the ground doing that work for free versus before they were doing it for the the government's dime. I struggle when it comes to education because that impacts children and I'm not the biggest fan of children, but I do know that my policy was written by PhD people and teachers and actual children. And so I feel like they would be the best group to help me figure out who should be in that job. But it cannot be anybody that didn't demonstrate a love of learning for learning the entire time. And I'm just using LeVar Burton because like that man's got other things to do. I don't think he would accept, but it has to be someone as passionate about what we're talking about. So like when it comes to the EPA, anybody who's not a climate activist, anybody who wasn't like standing with those pipelines to stop those people, like those are the kinds of people that should be doing that job. Personally, I hope that explains it, Miss Piper.
Oh yes, that is a relief. It's just that I don't know about younger people. I would like to ask for some grace for Gen X from the younger people because we have literally had our entire identities politically and nationally stripped from us in the last 3 years.
Can I appropriate question about the whole Gen X thing? Why didn't what was it that stopped a lot of y'all from getting the boomers under control? And
Oh,
I mean respectfully, like was it just because
oh
like
yeah, yeah. Believe me, I understand because when I turned 18, I was full of piss and vinegar and they were all doing it wrong and we were all doing it right. Firstly, what they did is drastically remove a lot of our voting numbers by sending us to wars everywhere. I don't know how many of my cohort graduating from high school made it to our 10-year reunion because a lot of them died. They also, I would like everybody to understand, credit ratings did not exist as a thing until 1989. Right? So we're coming out of high school and college and get not only hamstrung by debt for paying, right? But also hamstrung because suddenly it's no longer you walk into a bank and talk your way into a mortgage with personal references, right? It's all this other shit. That didn't exist for our parents, right? And it took us a long time to figure out how to navigate that. And by the time we did, most of our credit was ruined. So we were so bogged down with number one, we knew we couldn't outvote the boomers, right? We couldn't outvote them. The only thing, honest to God, that we could do was have more babies than them. That was our choice at 25 to 30, is have more babies and raise them better. Because we could not get anybody elected that was Gen X. You see it now, it was the same in 1984. And if you knew half of the shit that Reagan did that's coming out now, you'd understand why Gen X had such a hard time. He
Yeah,
literally,
I feel that actually. And I like honestly, you just said a whole bunch of stuff that people really don't think about, like the wars. Like they boomers basically decimated Gen X, and all Gen X could do was have more babies than them and raise them differently.
that was the choice I made. Because I watched the first two elections because I turned 18 in an election year, right? And I watched that go straight to hell. And then I watched Gore lose. That was beautiful. And then I watched Gore because I need y'all to know that there is no way, had Gore won the presidency, that an uncomfortable truth would have been made public when it was made public. They would have continued to hide that. He made that shit public because he was mad he didn't win. Promise you that. Because I guarantee you they knew for years.
Oh, somebody said in the comments, as a boomer, always want to remind everybody that the boomers you talk about were YT, mostly men. Yes, you're correct. I am going to let the next person up. Piper, do you have anything you want to close with?
I'd like to thank y'all for the time and listening. Um, Also, pay attention to what they're doing with embryos, Jasmine. And I don't know how to step down. If you'll just kick me, I won't be mad.
Piper, thank you
Okay.
for your explanation. I did agree with that assessment. I was just curious and I appreciated the grace and the way you explained it. And I'm going to try to use your language a little bit going forward because I didn't think about the fact that y'all were just shipped off to war. I didn't think about all the people that were just conscripted, right? So, Piper, please stay giving me the real truth because, like, that's a wonderful perspective that I didn't consider.
I'll follow you a long, long time.
We used to be mutuals. I don't know why it's, well, I know I lose accounts.
I got right after the week after 10/7, my 3,000 follower account got permanently banned because I couldn't keep my mouth shut any longer. And it was when they were banning everyone. And because most of my over 1,000 all came from the Black Girl Follow train, I couldn't get them back because many of them don't remember me and many of them have also lost their accounts. So I'm just trying to get everybody back. But
Okay,
that's
that's
why.
fine. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and drop you down. Thank you so much for
Thank
coming up
you.
and
I
sharing with
appreciate
us.
your time.
For sure, and we appreciate your wisdom. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All
I,
right.
I didn't, someone said I was lying. I'm not lying. What'd I do?
I don't know what. Kat, would you please elaborate? Jasmine, what happened? Kat, do you want to come up? Y'all,
Key
this
in the
line is
morning.
fire. I would rather, we just go ahead and get issues resolved.
Yeah, I mean, I got no problem with whatever if I did something. I mean, I'll admit if I did it. Like, I'll tell you if I did it. I might have done it. I just don't know what I did.
It's also that like maybe Kat's not talking to Jasmine. It could be like a matter of like the text being confusing. Kat, is everything cool? Uh, hey, gang stalking. Oh wait, my text is not coming through. Yeah, something happened. This happens sometimes where like TikTok will just cut messages. If you like put a swear word or something, it'll block it or something. So we probably didn't get like the whole message. But the Mandalore, you are next, my friend. How are you? How's your morning going?
Doing all right. I just got up a little bit ago, working late at night. But Jasmine, thank you for doing what you're doing. I did have a question regarding a couple of things. Um, do you, if you, when you are elected, do you plan on allocating resources to investigate and audit the prison industrial complex to make sure that the people are being treated fairly who are supposed to be there, and the people who are not supposed to be there are um, released and given uh, I can't think of the word right now, but they're given back their lives and a little bit of restitution.
So just to answer your question completely, I actually believe that we should abolish the police and prisons. So what my platform calls for is a restorative justice model. If someone was actually guilty after we re-audit all their cases, which is a part of my restorative justice plan, then that person would be switched to a house arrest type of situation. Other people that were innocent and sitting in jail will receive restitution and immense therapy. I do not believe that prisons are the way that we rehabilitate people. If prisons were a way to do that, I think that people would be very different. Currently, the way our system is set up is prisons are there for slave labor.
Mm-hmm.
And so my plan is to make sure people who do need to be held accountable are held accountable, but receive the treatment that they need so they don't do it again. People who are innocent should have restitution and be made whole and their records cleared. People because I think you wanted to ask if I was going to commute their sentences and give them pardons. And my answer is yes, for those that I can pardon, but the president can only pardon certain people in federal prison. And I need this to work for all the states. So there's different language that's going to be used. It'll be broken up into like 4 bills. So it doesn't just get federal people with one type of charge. Does that answer the question?
Yeah, it does. And also, when it comes to like the ones who really, I,
Are you trying to say people who have done something so egregious that we can't refer to it honestly on TikTok?
Yes, thank you.
those people need the most treatment. A lot of those people were victims themselves, but I'm not a medical professional. I know that these crimes happen all across the world and they have lower rates of recidivism and repeats when they are treated with therapy and harsher restrictions. I do think that we live in a society that enables a lot of these crimes that happen of the most atrocious state. So one of the things that my platform does is it eliminates child brides. And that's going to help reduce some of that crime as well. If we stop providing a culture that lifts up and promotes people like that, I think we're going to have a very different society. I do, like I acknowledge, we'll be planning an audit of everyone's crimes. The reason we're doing that is because I will be testing every kit that is out there with DNA that has been untested. We do need to know who the safe people are and who the unsafe people are, especially the people who might be unsafe and currently in positions of power.
Well, thank you for definitely going that route. My second question was, do you plan on for your education initiative ending standardized testing across the nation?
Yes. Yes. We are no longer teaching to a test. We are so caught up in making sure kids can bubble those little multiple choice boxes that they don't know anything. I would like us to go to a Montessori system, no larger classroom sizes than 18 students per classroom, more than 2 teachers in each classroom. And yes, teachers need a raise. You can't be working on educating the minds of the future if you are worried about your second and your third job. So teachers automatically get a raise in the Sherman administration. And I'm talking 6 figures. I'm not going to cheat you, but we can no longer test children to those tests. It doesn't create a human, it creates a robot, and we don't need robots. I'm sorry, that one might have came out a little too passionately. I did
No,
not
you're
mean it.
fine.
I'll go on mute.
No, that's
You're
fine.
fine. You're fine on that. I agree with you completely.
I do want to address a comment real quick. There was a TikTok about prisons in countries who treat them human. U.S. peeps win crazy about no way. I know what that means. People in the United States can't handle the idea of people being punished, being treated like humans. Yeah, it's we use like so the United States prison system is basically slave labor, and like when in United States history have we humanized slaves? That's the point. The point is to make sure prisoners aren't seen as people because they are slaves, and then continue to be able to exploit them because you condition society to no longer care about them. That's the point.
Well, there's also the 13th, I believe it's the 13th or the 14th Amendment that still justifies the criminalization of people and to the usage of slave labor. And I think that that piece should be amended as well. Jasmine, would that be part of your platform along the prison reform?
The Constitution. I am tired of being 3/5 of something. I do like there are already Republican states that are calling for a constitutional convention. I think that we owe it to ourselves to trigger a new election to make sure we have better Congress, better senator people, younger people leading us, and support a constitutional convention. We don't have something that has protections for us all, and I have no interest in maintaining the system that got us here personally.
Alrighty, thank you very much, Jasmine. That's all I really came up here to ask. It's been on my
Right on. Thank you for coming up, Mandalore.
no problem.
I just want to say to anybody that has questions and anybody who doesn't agree with me, that's the way to talk to me. Whether you agree or not, just ask me the questions and let me answer you. I definitely appreciate your vibe, Mandalore.
It's no problem. Thank you very much. And Josh, if you're up on a live today, I guess I'll see you over there.
Alrighty. I was told that somebody who requested is checking on their pet, so that when that person comes back, they're welcome up. Also, free Palestine. Tiger, how are you doing? Uh oh. Tiger's doing the thing. One sec. All right, you're good. Hello, Spiffy. Hello, Jim. I'm sorry. Oh, you're good. Hello, Charlie. Free Palestine. Hell yeah. Let's get free Palestine in the chat. What plans do you have for infrastructure, like making cities walkable? Ali asked. I can't pin comments while I have guests on, so
So my environmental and infrastructure policy is already posted, but the first thing I plan to do is make sure that every sidewalk is built. We have cities and states where there's no sidewalks for people that accommodate a full wheelchair. Those need to be established, right? So those have to be built. But also we need to make sure that our roads are heated and cooled. We have the technology to do this without relying on electricity. Like we could use solar. We could use renewable energy to power our streets and our roads, and just literally us walking on them helps to generate the energy for that. In regard to making it more walkable, we also need a high speed rail. We need to make sure that once everything is ADA compliant, wheelchairs fit through doors, people who are in wheelchairs can get upstairs. Like this technology, I showed it on my live before. And if I can find the video, there's literally like things that look like stairs that the wheelchair can roll in front of, roll onto, and it works just like an escalator. I'm not making this up. This stuff really does exist. But in doing that, in doing all of the sidewalks and all of our roads, we can put kinetic pads, which generates the energy that we need already. Like, there's so many different ways that we could tackle our energy by just repairing our infrastructure. Like a lot of people know about wind turbines, those big giant white ones. Joke's on us though, they're not good for the environment. They're not, we can't do anything with them after. There are way better wind turbines that are double helix, smaller and more efficient, that can fit on everyone's houses. By just making sure that every American has access to things through the lens of disabilities, we're able to make neighborhoods more available. But also that means putting actual grocery stores that have quality food in that community. Everything should be within your zip code, not spread out because of urban sprawl.
that is a really detailed answer. Oh, go ahead, Josh.
I was just gonna say, I mean, I think Tiger was ahead of me, though. I just wanted to ask a quick question about the third party vote. I keep on getting people saying, a vote for third party is a vote for Trump. And you know what? I think what they are, I
Jo-
think they're scared of you, Jasmine. I think they're
So
trying
here,
to.
here's what I would tell them, right? A vote for Jasmine Sherman is a vote for Jasmine Sherman. It is not your responsibility to maintain their delusion. Like the vote for Jasmine is literally when you check the box, it says it's to Jasmine. Those people don't want to change. If you want to vote for anybody that commits genocide, we are not the same. There's no reason for us to be talking. There's nothing else for us to continue as far as conversation. You think genocide is a negotiable. I do not. People who vote for me do not think human rights is negotiable. What I would tell you, Josh, is once you talk to someone who says no, talk to someone else. Okay, you don't want their vote. They don't want you to vote for them. And then keep it pushing. There's too many people who don't even vote in the United States that you could get to vote for me instead of wasting your time with one person.
Like my stepson, I'm pretty sure he's gonna vote for you.
See, that's great.
Yeah. So now I just
Like
need
we don't,
to.
yeah. What happens, what people don't understand is running for president is sales. It is like, it's like speed dating. You're going to talk to a lot of people you don't want to build relationships with. Go ahead and say, thank you for your time. I'm going to talk to the next person. I tell people all the time, don't vote for me. And then they go, well, no, you need to convince me to vote for. No, I don't. Well, no, no, I'm not going to waste my time. That 30 minutes you spent talking to that no could have been 15 minutes you spent with a yes.
Exactly. You absolutely right. I like it's just like with me and mutual aid. People are like, I'm not doing my job properly because I'm not convincing people. I was like, that's not my job. My job is to get people what they need to get and go where we need to go. If you want to get into the mutual aid, into socialism, and you want to make it your position to convince people, there are no hierarchies here. There's no job application. Just get out and do it. Like we all have our role. I'll go up in a second. Sorry, you're good. I just saw that you came back in, so I invited you up, but there's no pressure. I'll just wait until you're ready. And thank y'all so much for the gifts. There is coin cock going on, but I gotta eat. So, and also when you turn off your coins, you also turn off the ability for people to be able to add people in the guest box. Um, so I want people to be able to add people so people know who they're talking to. Um, oh, Stacy dropped. Stacy had to go. But yeah. So
I
yeah, please.
know
I'm
I'm
sorry.
stuck
What?
in this conversation. Stacy's just diabolical. They know I'm stuck like Chuck, so they don't need to be here.
Okay,
I'll
there you
find
go.
Stacy.
I'm a coin cop, but I have leftovers. Ain't it? Oh, that's all good. I got a phone call. Okay. Um, but no, Stacy left. Jasmine's gonna hang out for however long it's comfortable for them to hang out. But please do like and share the live. Please do send gifts if you can, and please do subscribe if you can. I've been hit with a whole lot of trolling lately, so I turn on subscription only live. So if you can budget it in, please do subscribe so you can always chat instead of being stuck out in the shadow realm with the trolls. Um, but and thank y'all so much for the gifts. Um, Tiger, are you ready? Are you good?
Hi.
Oh, hey, hi, hello.
I'm kind of sick, so I apologize if I sound weird.
Oh, you're good. Go ahead.
So I'm from New Mexico, and I've actually worked on a presidential campaign before. Um, it was not a good one. So if that gives you any, that doesn't really, it's all of them. But it was Trump's. I'll just say that. Um, and I saw a lot of things, and I just feel like Jasmine, I'd love to like meet with you and kind of brainstorm on how we can get your face out there because I really like I believe in the power of visuals. America are there we're visual learners, man. Like it's kind of sad, but we are visual learners. So if people learn your face, we can fundraise for billboards. I can take the photos for the billboards, and I also do like videography as well. But I guess what I mean by that is like following you around and just seeing you interact and how you talk to people. Like literally this situation, but like if it was in person, I could like, that's just it's just good content, honestly. I hate to make you a content creator, but like, you know.
I feel you. So first thing, I want to say thank you so much, right, for believing in me. Second thing, after we get off of this live, go to my link tree. There's a join the movement link. Fill it out. Someone will be in touch with you in a few days. If you want to do the thing, I just got to come to New Mexico, right? Like that's what you like. We just need to plan an event in New Mexico. And I need to have like do what I do any other place. I could do that.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be willing to like travel with you if and like, help fundraise for like getting you around the states.
You
Um
can do that too. The first thing we got to do though is because I'm a minor campaign and we have had some issues with people trying to trip us up. Like we've had to return money from Russia. We've had to return money from Canada. We have to be clear to make sure everyone who helps us is a citizen. So that's what that app does is protects the campaign from the government from accusing us of breaking the law. But yeah, the answer is yes to those things. Like there have been people who have worked on the campaign and traveled with me. There's people who've lived with me. We've done all kinds of things for this campaign over the last 2 years. We're taking this seriously. I have no problem doing what I got to do. We even tried to have like a reality show, like where you guys could see what this was like day to day. But the director we had hired couldn't commit, and then the actors and writers strike happened. So like we have a ton of content where we're just talking to the camera and sharing. We just don't have anybody that knows how to use it.
Unmuting is so hard. I'm sorry. Um I'm willing to work for free. I will definitely fill that out. But yeah, it's just so good to hear. I know everybody keeps saying this, but you are so validating to like the human
And I don't
experience.
want you guys. I don't want you guys to let the smooth taste fool you. I'm supposedly very mean, like I'm only 5 feet tall. I'm short tempered. I do just say what I gotta say. So I do work on trying to be less brash. Um, I am trying to soften up my words or the way that I express my words. Um, yeah, I'm
But that
working on it.
makes you safe. Like being around somebody that, so it's not all a bad thing. I understand what you're saying because it's definitely like a PR thing and people are like, whatever. But like having somebody that's not afraid to just say it how it is finally and not sugarcoating their words or using big words that nobody understands because we're all uneducated. That's like a blanket term, obviously, but like that is something that we are definitely missing in especially the political scene.
I feel that. The person named Tyler, they just said, to be fair, we fight all the time. I do. They might like the people who work here, they cuss me out regularly. Um, so
All
we
right.
try to tell the truth because like iron sharpens iron. If y'all let me just get away with, I'm not trying to be a Kanye. I'm just trying to get one term done of giving people what they need. Like I'm a regular person. I use the bathroom. I have to pee sometimes. Like regular people stuff.
Yeah, my thing is like somebody else said, like black culture is brash. It's like black culture is a lot of things, right? But it's like it there's also something to be said for for black people to not be allowed to be soft. Like and like be soft if you want to be. Like there shouldn't be this expectation. And like that brashness comes from trauma that we have to do the work to unlearn. So like that's my whole thing about that. And I also want to take this moment to shout out, hey Anya, what's up? Shout out Hillary 13X, thank you so much for subscribing, and thank y'all so much for the gifts and everything. I'm not leaving, I'm just thanking everybody. Hello, Naomi. Welcome into all the comrades. Hey, Kat. Kat was my first subscriber. Shout out to Kat all day, every day. Thank y'all so much thank you for the hand hearts. I don't like to interrupt people. I just want to say thank y'all. Y'all are really like y'all are the best fucking people. You know what? TikTok is a rough place, but y'all make it worth it. Y'all the best fucking people around.
They do.
Um,
1 minute you have low self esteem, next minute gas your head up. But I do want to say Naomi is correct. A lot of people are like, hey, I don't see you on my primary ballot. If you don't see me on your primary ballot, that means you're in a state that we're using the unicorn party for, or we're trying to reach a negotiation with your state ballot line already. So as long as you see me by November, that's the thing. Like in the state of Florida. Florida, the Unicorn Party got ballot access. It was my very first state to be on the ballot. But the Green Party also has a line on the Florida ballot. So it's really just going to depend, right? You like the goal is to win though. And anybody who tells you that you got to choose a political party, your political party is not your identity. It's the vehicle that helps you get elected. That is it. You know how they say these hoes ain't loyal? Don't be loyal to a political party. If they don't serve you, then move on to a different party. If you don't see the party you want, start your own.
these pimps don't deserve loyalty if the hoes ain't loyal. Like let's be for real.
So PA, I already had the primary there. Jill Stein won 77%. I won 25%, and another person won 1%. So I already got my 3 delegates from PA. But like I said, even if I don't win the Green Party's nomination, I'm going to take all the votes from Jill Stein with the Unicorn Party because the goal is to win, and she's not the best person for the job. Well, you do what you want for your primary ballot. It's your primary ballot. So you're like, you could write uncommitted. You could write my name in. It's your primary ballot to do what you want. As long as you vote for me in November, I don't got no skin in the game for how you want to play your primary.
Yeah, a
Um,
lot of people, Colorado, Minnesota, and a few other states are using uncommitted to as a protest movement to get the politicians' attention. It's mainly about Palestine and Sudan. That like what's going on is unacceptable, and like really reminding them that their vote isn't guaranteed. And last night my partner told me that the uncommitteds are at 19%. I don't know if that was just for Minnesota or if that was nationwide, but the uncommitteds are climbing up there.
if you are in Oregon, I had something hinky happen with Oregon. Email me for the receipts. But if you are in Oregon and you are a Jasmine supporter, contact your Oregon Green Party. The issue has been almost rectified, but they try to do something shady. So if you are in Oregon and you want that tea, email me. If not, just reach out to the Green Party, tell them that you are a Jasmine Sherman supporter and you want to get involved.
I'm gonna go ahead and inquire what happened with Oregon.
So when I was in California one night, we got an email from somebody saying, "Oh, we've just decided not to do a presidential primary. We're just going to give it to Jill Stein." Out of nowhere. Turns out one person made that decision, someone who was working on the Jill Stein campaign. just made that decision. And when we contacted, like we went around, like I was like, wait a minute, this poo don't smell right. And so turns out it was a Jill Stein supporter who went rogue to try to tell me and all the other candidates that the whole thing was canceled so Jill could run unopposed, which is kind of what happened in California already. So yeah, there's tea. There's receipts. There's an email trail. I don't hold nobody's secrets if you're going to be ugly.
And you shouldn't. That's getting way too wild. You're doing too much at that point. Tiger, do you have anything that you'd like to respond to or anything you'd like to add?
Hi again. So I just wanted to know how, I'm sorry, this is kind of off topic. But I just kind of wanted to know how the conversations, or like go into more depth with how the conversations with like the native tribes are going, or like how that might look like. I
When
grew up like with a lot of people in like the Navajo Nation and stuff.
when
So I
I
was just
when I
wondering.
meet when I get an opportunity to meet with indigenous people, I shut the fuck up. The conversations are going with me sitting there quietly and Tanda having a conversation with Tanda's folks, and I'm just learning. Um, and I really I'm using this opportunity to demonstrate for non-melanated people how you're supposed to act in melanated spaces. Just to be in the room and learn so much history is been amazing, right? But I feel like I'm like catching all the deep information. Like nobody told me about fried bread tacos. Like, and it's more than the tacos, but what I'm trying to say is like I have learned through their storytelling things that I never knew about America. I did not know the true story of how the whole Jamestown crew, how that all got started. And like, really, like, it's a testament to who these people are. And I appreciate them letting me listen. But usually, if it's not like a legal question, I don't answer it. I stay silent and I listen.
I guess like what I'm asking is like what do you
Oh,
have any
me to,
insight? Like what are they saying, I
you want me
guess?
to snitch on the conversation? Oh,
No.
that's because you either asking me how I behave or what they saying in that meeting. And I can't be like, you know what I'm trying to say?
But what do they need, you know? Like how can we
Right. You need to come to that meeting. Like when they are ready for it to be publicly consumed, then it's going to be. Right now, though, that's not how I have been informed that they want assistance yet. Does that make sense? Like when they're ready, they're going to tell us, and they haven't told me to tell anybody that they're ready for anything yet.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The guest box is open if people want to come up. Please do send a request. If you don't have enough people following you or subscribe to you, I use the word subscribe. Name people aren't following me; they subscribe. Hey, Ginger Spicy Chaos. Uh, I am keeping an eye on the chat. We're doing our best to keep an eye on the chat. You can ask your question in the chat, and we will present it and answer to the best of our abilities.
So I
Thank
do
you.
want to say,
Oh, go ahead.
Glam, what Jasmine is saying is correct. There was one meeting we had, and everyone was still grieving. So Jasmine is 100% correct. That was brought to my attention. Since she said I'll agree to it.
Lori
Laura,
asked.
for the question where you said, what do you say about people who... Okay. What do you think about people who think UBI will stop making people work? UBI is given out in Alaska and those people still work. UBI is given out to rich people already and they still work. What they mean is what's going to happen when poor people are no longer exploitable. And I think that that'll bring us one step closer to a meritocracy. Your employer will actually have to earn your willingness to work there versus you just pay the best. Like people used to think Twitter was the greatest place to work, but working for Elon sucks, right? So what I will say is it's not just about how a job pays you, it's about how a job treats you. And having universal basic income is going to make people have to talk to you a lot nicer than they speak to you right now.
I love that.
Can we talk about it? Can we talk about it? How people are being treated like absolute fucking garbage? Like for pennies? Like, let's talk about it. And like they want to penny pinch on the benefits, like insurance and stuff. Like that's why. That's honestly that's the reason why I
Won't
don't
have
support
to.
the laws. Do
They
what?
won't have to give you insurance. So remember, like the bare minimum is like I'm giving you housing, healthcare, and education. So when they offer you an incentive, they can't use healthcare as an incentive. Like it will have to actually be an incentive to work there. What do you give me as a member? Because your health insurance is already taken care of. They can't waive that as a the thing.
Exactly. Summer asked, "What is your plan for housing?" I'm currently trying to create transitional housing where I live.
I just gonna give everyone housing. Like I'm just gonna let you log onto an app that works like Airbnb, first come, first serve. It's done in 3 phases, and then you'll just pick your housing. We have enough housing inventory to house every single houseless person in this country 3 times. For anybody who says how it works, I'm just gonna buy every house that's on the market for sale. Like it's not crazy because those houses are already repaired. Those houses are already fixed up. We already know that those houses are ready to move in. So don't worry, Tess. Rock won't own nothing after I'm done. But
Thank
yeah,
you.
so let me like for people who are like, how are you taking care of the first phase? That's why I told you it's 90 days. I'm literally just gonna buy those houses. And then we'll go to the next process.
Can I add
That
something?
I'm here for that, and also having it like let's just go ahead and get rid of Airbnb while we're at it. Like that's a huge part of our problem right now.
Well, we shouldn't be using Airbnb anyway because we want to free Palestine. So Airbnb should be getting ready to go out of business anyway. Um, sorry, I don't want to miss anything. Someone else said they wanted to speak.
Did they put in a request? Oh, you can't see. You're not a mod. They didn't put in a request. If you use
Okay.
words like you want to speak, that means you put in a request. But if you have a question, I can scroll up on my laptop and get to you.
No, I
Uh
thought Tiger had a question.
oh, Tiger, you had a question. My bad. Go ahead. Sorry. Tiger forgot. That's why
Let
like
us know.
if you have it, you go ahead and type it. Oh, Summer asks, how will you handle the consistent flow of electronics coming from Congo?
Well, so first of all, we're going to stop destabilizing the Congo. So I'm pretty sure without some of those destabilization funds, the electronics are not going to come in as swiftly as they used to. But I also do believe that we need to renegotiate all of our trade deals with all of our partners. So I'm going to handle it like we're currently handling it without the oppression and exploitation. But anything that's being funded for those types of things is automatically going to stop.
Somebody, Ginger said, all I ever wanted was a bus to live in nomadically. Y'all can have them all for real. Yeah, what I'm wondering, what about people who, what is the system, what is the new system going to look like for people who don't want to be, we'll say, traditionally housed? Like people who want to live out of their vehicles and whatnot.
Yeah, so you still gonna have a house, but you'll be treated like you're using an RV. Like you're allowed to camp, you're allowed to go around the country, but there will never be a day where you are sleeping on a sidewalk. Everyone will have an address, everyone has a place to go to. When you're ready to move, and even with my housing plan, you only have to stay there for a minimum of 6 months. When your 6 months come, you can move to a new house every 6 months. So it's not that I'm stopping nomadic living. I'm just making sure there's never a nomad without a house.
That is dope as fuck.
No, I mean, like the goal is to stimulate the economy. The goal is to get people moving. Like everyone can't stay in New York. Everyone can't stay in California. But because we have no transit in the middle, no real good commerce in the middle, no one does anything in the middle.
You're right. What are we doing with those giant mansions those people built?
So it depends who, like, it's say go on that app, right? So if you are someone that's like, I want to live in a mansion, it's a 25-bedroom house and it's just me. You can live in that mansion communally, or you better make some babies because we have to, like, it has to make sense. I got no problem with people who want to live in large houses like that. I wouldn't want to clean them, But if that's your jam, that's your jam. But I do feel like you should know, yeah, like so the Duggars, a toxic, terrible family, they could live there, no, not having to share. If your family is that big, you could do that. If your family, when you apply, is not that big, then it goes into a communal living situation. And you guys are already familiar. This isn't crazy. You did it in college if you went. The dorms assigned you with a random, like that's what it did. And then you and that random can either stay there for your minimum of 6 months, or you live in your bus. But that's what we're doing. I'm not taking millionaires' money. I'm taxing people. I'm a millionaire. Like this whole like millionaires ain't rich either. I know that sounds crazy, but like it's not what you think it used to be. It's not what it used to be. But my tax policy is already available.
If you have
Somebody
three,
said what app?
I haven't made the app yet. It will
Yeah,
be an Airbnb like app.
and Marthy asked what about land?
Giving the land back. If you are indigenous, you're getting your shit back. If you are not, you are going to be living on someone else's property like you've been doing.
you
Ain't
know,
it? What are you saying, Josh?
if you have $3 million, that's gonna give you like $10,000 a month for 30 years. That's not very long. That's not very much money. And $10,000 a month is not very much money.
I agree.
That's true. You're right. If anybody else wants to come up, y'all are welcome to come up. Let me check to make sure I'm not behind on requests. I'm not. If anybody wants to come up, feel free to come up. In the meantime, you can feel free to continue to ask questions in the chat. You're totally welcome to. Hello, Libra, that's Survivor. Hello, Turning East. What about factory farming, the industrial farming? Yeah.
Yes, so I have an agricultural policy that's coming out. We're actually going to review it tonight at marketing, I believe. Um, we got to change. I think vertical farming is the way. We have to control how we get that methane out of the air. Yeah, that debate was wild. When that lady said women belong in the kitchen, I lost it. Yes, no, don't get me wrong. 10K is a lot if you don't got anything. I'm not disputing that it isn't. But for people that like, you couldn't buy that many Birkins with 10K. You know what I'm saying? That's all. It's all perspective.
Yeah,
You're right.
and you're paying for a car, you're paying for food.
A-
It goes
And
so
every broke
fast.
person that you know,
Yeah, if you're
it goes
paying for
fast.
car, if you're paying for car, food, housing, and your own health care, like you don't have insurance or your insurance has high premiums, 10K a month isn't a lot.
No.
The way you fix the housing crisis is to give everyone a house. Just give everyone a home. Problem solved. And I wanted to clarify. Someone said that the government would buy housing. Once you make a purchase once, you don't have to keep purchasing it, right? So the government would own the homes and maintain and sustain those homes. There are a lot of people who got homes that have no central air, no central heating. A lot of people with homes that have mold. Like there's a lot of work to live in the domiciles that people currently live in that we have to do. I want to move people out of trailers. I know some of y'all are like, but I love my trailer. I know you do. I know you do. But we got to get you something that's a little bit safer. Bye,
Somebody
Naomi.
said, love this convo. Thank you. Uh, Somebody said the value of the dollar is going to be half in 3 years. Steps to prevent that? Question mark.
I can't insulate the dollar if our trade partners are no longer trading in the dollar. We will have to find something to produce that makes American dollars go further. Right now, everything we bring is from outside of our country. We don't produce anything. And the countries that do use our dollar are tired of being bullied. So my platform is to insulate us as our dollar declines. It is to insulate us as we prepare for some tumultuous times.
Right. Oh, and somebody said, what about the EPA? Is that a similar answer?
The EPA has to be strengthened completely, like actually not be afraid to get sued. But I have an environmental plan that goes further than the EPA right now. So, they'll be busy suing me.
Yeah, fair enough. Somebody asked, what happens if I already own it? I think they're talking about housing.
Yeah, well, we give you your money back and you stay there.
Yeah, okay. Trailers aren't safe. You're right, Mothy. What about our interstate highways infrastructure?
Yep, my infrastructure and environmental plan takes care of that. Repairing them all. It's how we put people back to work.
How can I help? Okay.
Fill out the Join the Movement application in my link tree, or donate cash or donate labor, and just keep spreading the word.
There you go.
Libra, I appreciate that you're stuck on something, but the reality doesn't change. What's a lot for some is not a lot for others. There are people right now that are like, I think $500 is a lot. $500 is not a lot of money. I understand that it could be a lot depending on where you are. But in the grand financial scheme of things, $3 million is not a lot of money. You cannot, like, it's not.
I think that people think that if you have $3 million, maybe you have a way to keep generating money. But like, if somebody just gives you $3 million, it's not a lot of money.
And
Somebody asked, will there still be property taxes?
no, property tax goes away. And Mothy, trailers aren't unsafe when they're brand new. When they're brand new, they're not unsafe. But when they're not brand new, they're not always safe. But
Yeah,
I
trailers can
also
actually be really dangerous.
but I also pointed out that some housing wasn't safe, with no air, no, like, that have mold in them. Like, you guys are stuck on the fact that I'm talking about a type of domicile versus the fact that we have people living in domiciles that are not safe.
Right. More information about the COVID policy as far as lockdown restrictions and where people go.
You go to your house. What do you mean? You're locked down in your house. My program starts after we give everyone housing. You're locked down for 6 weeks. The kind of time that, certain people want to fake a ceasefire.
Thank you for this live. Gonna head out. All right. Bye, Allie. Thank you for coming in. Reality for billionaires is different than everyone else on the planet. I mean, yeah, they're billionaires, and billionaires shouldn't exist. How are you going to help all the houseless folks?
By making sure they're not houseless.
Right. There's also policies on Jasmine's website, and if you have literacy issues or you don't have time to sit down and read, there's an audiobook version available. Can we get rid of all the cop cities going on?
Yes, my platform abolishes police. Cop cities is a waste of money, and it's being funded by some of your favorite restaurants. Stop eating Burger King. Stop eating McDonald's. Stop eating Popeyes. There's a lot of places that are funding your own destruction.
I'm trying to find. So Jasmine's pronouns are they them, and they're trying to find your website, Jasmine. Where can they find it?
JasmineSherman.com. Like, literally, if you put Jasmine like the flower, Sherman like the tank into Google, it comes right up. Like, I'm Googleable.
Right
That
on.
sounds so weird. It's so pretentious, though, but I
Uh,
am Googleable.
but will you come up on DuckDuckGo? That's the real
Yes,
question.
I am. I'm on all of them.
Somebody at some. Oh, there. Can we get just a full list of the places that I'm not supposed to go? Because I just ate Popeyes a few days ago and I didn't know what was going on. I also didn't know we were supposed to be boycotting Doom.
Yeah. I mean, but I don't watch movies. I just do politics, so I don't have a fun life anyway.
I boycotting Doom.
Dune is it's got something to do with Palestine, and we freeing them. I don't
I
watch.
got
Can I
you.
I
say?
don't.
Oh,
Yeah.
go ahead, Tiger.
Um, so the first thing is that Anya Joy Taylor came out wearing, it's not a hijab, but it's what Muslim women pray in. Um, so that's cultural appropriation because she just like wore it on a carpet and everybody was fine. And yet, like, yeah, that's pretty self-explanatory, right? Um, and then the other thing, Zendaya, blood diamonds. So it's kind of a double whammy. And Timothy Chalamet said some dumb stuff, and then yeah, we just don't do celebrities anymore.
Okay. So if I may elaborate, one of the actors in Dune did that SNL skit about H group. Um, one of the movie was filmed in Jordan, and everybody was YT. So no, it's like they just had no excuse to not have any Middle Eastern people in a Middle Eastern story, especially when they shot the movie in Jordan. And also Tiger is correct on some of those other things that I didn't know. I didn't know about the blood diamond thing. Um And because like of course she had on something similar to a hijab because they're Middle Eastern characters and the story takes place in the Middle East, but all the actors are YT. That's the problem. Um, and I don't really go see a whole lot of movies either. I just didn't know we were boycotting Dune. I didn't know that we were boycotting doing protest votes with Uncommitted. I didn't know a whole bunch of stuff. I didn't know about Popeyes. It's basically all the fast food now. Like no fast food is safe. Hit up your grocery store deli.
I
Like
mean,
that's the
or
biggest
support
thing.
your local home business chef. We all know somebody who's sling it in the kitchen. Like you can just start supporting locally again. We used to eat food that people we knew cooked. Buy a plate from them. But it is everyone. Like, but if you think about it, corporations, it's one type of, not to be funny, that owns corporations.
You right. And somebody before we get to you, Danny, I do want to say somebody asked, "What's your?" Lori asked, "What's your?" Sorry, Laura, I can't read. Asked, "What's your opinion on abortions?"
Abortion is a medical procedure between the person getting it and their doctor administering it. It's in my universal healthcare policy. I get this question a lot, but it's your universal healthcare. I don't. I'm sorry that the previous people politicized you going to the doctor, but it's part of your universal healthcare.
All right, Danny, you had something that you wanted to add, and you had a question. Please go ahead, Danny.
Sorry about that. Uh, what I wanted to add to the Dune thing is that the Dune book in itself is like completely filled with Middle Eastern appropriation of people. And what's worse about the appropriation in that white hijab and that outfit was also the sexualization of Muslim women, because there's like a whole I don't want to say the word like F gratification towards certain men where they're like, I want to see what's underneath. So that was also to try to appeal those people into watching the movie.
That's gross. That's disgusting. That's horrid. Thank you for elaborating on that. Did you also have a question?
Nope, that's all I wanted to add. But thank you for letting me on.
Oh, you're right on, Danny. Hello, Hillary. Welcome to the panel. How are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing quite well, friend. Thank you for coming up.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. I just well, I want to remind everybody that Jasmine's link tree is in their bio, or yeah, they have their link tree. And so that audio version and everything is there of their whole platform, and it answers a lot of these questions in case you missed anything. But hi Jasmine, how you doing today? I have a question.
Good, but I just want to say it feels so good to hear you with all that strength in your voice back. I am so glad you were on the road to like recovery. You sound amazing. How are you feeling?
Me? Thank you. Much better. That means so much to me. Thank you so much. I'm getting there. Thanks.
Now you just sound good. Like you just sound like better. I'm just happy. I'm sorry for being weird. I'm gonna be
No,
quiet.
you're not being weird. I have a PTO day from work for mental health, and I work in mental health, so I'm doing good. So that's how good I'm doing. I knew I needed a day. So thank you. I appreciate that so much. See, that's why that's your president. Your president made sure that one of their supporters is taking care of themselves.
I gotta get you to election. Gotta stick together. But no, everybody should be able to thrive whether they support me or not. Like I do feel like even if you don't like somebody, there's a chance that they'll be a better person if maybe somebody around them has a better day.
Preach. I love that. My question for you is just simply one of opinion. I'm wondering how you think your campaign, if at all, will be affected by Nikki Haley recently suspending her campaign, all the protest votes in Michigan, the 100,000 uncommitted Democratic primary votes and things like that going on. If you think that that'll boost your campaign at all, or help spread the word, help people look more at third party candidates. I believe you recently became the candidate for the Unicorn Party. if I'm not mistaken. Like
So
if you think these things will help spread the word for you or affect
yeah.
your campaign.
Well, no. So like all right, this is gonna sound bad. Nikki Haley didn't have the support of Nikki Haley's people because they have a lot of misogyny issues, right? Like I saw somebody say I wouldn't vote for them because they're a woman and they belong in the kitchen. I don't see me, courting or stealing the Nikki Haley voter, but I do feel like the Marianne Williamson voter, that's someone that I can get once they figured out she's also a Zionist and a racist. I can get that voter, right? I do feel like, though, just in general, more people talking about me, telling people I exist, more people speaking in confidence when they look up the Interstate Voter Compact. I do feel like we can do something. What my challenge is going to be is anti Blackness. And I say that because people want universal health care. People want to have housing, but they don't necessarily want it from a Black person. They don't necessarily want it from my fat ass, right? Like there's a lot of things, and this is just going by comment sections on videos. People will go, well, why do they look like that? Instead of focusing on the fact that there's all these things that we could be addressing, right? Um, my biggest problem is going to come in the fact that the people who are talking about me don't have confidence. But we have to keep speaking and providing that blueprint so they have what they need down pat to say. It's just like anything else. Running for president is just sales, and I have to deliver a better product, even if the packaging isn't like people like.
That's
Mm.
true. I do want to interject real quick. Williams is a two-headed snake, and I worry for those who are supporting her being deceived. That's valid. Like, I'm wondering why there's so many Zionists running for president. Like, is this just like the new America? I'm just confused.
No, Zionists have always been in charge. But if you guys
APAC.
want, I can play you that video. Like I'm not just talking crazy. I keep my receipts close by. So let me know if anybody wants to see the Williamson video so you can verify what I'm saying.
Oh, sure. Chat, where are you with that? Y'all want to see the video?
Absolutely. That's what I said, Ginger. APAC. That's what I said. So many. APAC for sure.
Let's see the video.
All right, we got people that want to see the video. I'll expand your screen. I'm also going to mute and go use the restroom real quick. But I'm
While
going to expand your
Jasmine's
screen first.
looking for the video, can I say something to Hillary's question?
Oh, definitely. Go ahead.
Hillary, you see us in these lives like every day, right? There's always somebody supporting Jasmine. The hardest person to talk to is a liberal. Somebody who wants all of Jasmine's policies, but they still vote Democrat. They're the ones telling us we have to vote for Joe Biden. We can't split the vote. It's not this year. This election's too important. What about Project 2025? All those talking points we hear, it's liberals are the hardest people to talk to. I'd rather talk to a Trumper about Jasmine's policies because they're like, oh, right, like
I
that seems so backwards. But I mean,
100% agree.
we see it all day, every day. There are so many people. Yeah, blue MAGA, right, Rick?
The alt left.
Yeah, like there are debate talks and political talks that are held on this app for 8-10 hours a day, and they're all talking about the problems that Jasmine's policies address. Jasmine has a solution, but when we say Jasmine Sherman, they say no, a third party can't win. No, that's delusional. They shut it down every time with fear mongering tactics. The liberal vote is the hardest one to get.
Yesterday was the wildest thing I've ever seen in my life. It had to be. It was somebody telling a Palestinian that they had to vote for Joe Biden, and I'm like, what? And I'm like, hold on, Aaron. His name is really Aaron. I'm not making that up because Trump hates him more. And I'm like, wait.
Wait, that's a question. Laura says you don't like liberals or Democrats. Is that
No.
what I just said? It's not a matter of liking people or not. It's a matter of people's mindsets. And when we challenge the mindset, they immediately fearmonger us and tell us that Jasmine needs to run for local office instead. Like this is a pipe dream. No, like this can happen. This can happen in 2024. Jasmine spoke out 2 years ago about their campaign being a black swan event. This is going to come out of nowhere and people are going to be like, what? What's happening? What? People want change and Jasmine has solutions for that. Joe Biden doesn't have shit for you. Like if you're out here saying vote blue no matter who, like you're part of the problem. Like we can't do that anymore. But I'm going to go on mute because it looks like Jasmine's ready.
I just want a lot of Jasmine flattery here. Still put on pants one leg at a time. Still have to pee after I've had too many drinks. Very human, regular person. I'm just tired of people suffering. And there are some people who are not tired of people suffering. And that's really what our campaigns are about. I'm a campaign that you vote for if you're tired of suffering. If you are happy with the way things are going, then keep going that way. But this is the video that I wanted to show you guys about Marianne Williamson. I was just waiting for the host to come back.
Okay. So, hang on just a second. So, if you want to see the video without text, swipe the screen to the side. I think it goes this way. Yeah, Josh knows. So you can see the video in full without text on the screen. I just wanted to drop that before you go ahead with the video. Now go ahead.
Sure thing. I keep my receipts. I don't say nothing to y'all I can't prove because y'all know how some folks are. She is in this top bottom corner. That's me with a filter on, and this is just the interviewer.
I hope someday that you'll go to Israel. Many of the things that you just said that you've seen with your own eyes, I don't think you've seen with your own eyes. Because some of the things that you just said, and I don't think that I've ever been in my life blind to the faults of Israel. And I haven't been silent about them either. Mm-hmm. But some of the things that you just described were simply not the case. Israel is not an occupying force in Gaza. Israelis can't even go into Gaza. Hamas, they cannot even go in. Now the soldiers are in there because of this war that you and I both disagree with.
There before October 7th.
Excuse me?
We were there before October 7th.
No, Israelis cannot even go. I'm not in any way arguing that the blockade of Gaza was not a good thing. However, Hamas, not all of the misery of the Gazans is due to Israel. And Hamas, I hope someday that you'll go to Israel.
That was the drama though. Like she was doing too much.
So if you want that video, please share that video. More people should see that video.
Ain't
Yeah.
it? For real. Wants to tell us that H group was not in Palestine before October 8th when like literally every Palestinian is telling us that they grew up with soldiers in tents in all through their communities. Like the gaslighting is unreal around here.
Bruh. I have no intention of turning my camera on because I look like I'm taking a mental health day, but my face had been like that for so long and I ain't have nothing to say.
Like it's gaslighting is wild. Let's talk about it.
I need a cigarette.
Yeah, I mean, if people share that video, it's on my profile, and you don't even have to share. You could share the original video. You could cop me out of it. Just people need to know how she acts.
Will you send that to me?
If I have do I have your email address, Josh? If I have your email, I'll send it.
I need to
do that.
Make sure you got my email address.
So much.
Wow.
Jasmine, once you're done doing that, I've been explaining to Don Thunder in the comments about how executive orders work. Did you want to go to those?
Listen.
Can I just do it?
I mean, you can do it, but they know how executive orders work. Every president has done them every single time they're elected. It's okay if you can say you don't like it, but I don't see the value in convincing someone of something that we know is accurate. They can either take that information and research it on their own, or you can spoon feed them to them, but I'm not doing that. So help yourself.
I'll wait to see if he has further questions about overwhelming the courts. We'll see.
I mean, he like this person actually has enough people to come up. Do you just want to come up and talk directly, Libra?
I just don't see the value in explaining to somebody something that they might not see, but we know happens every day. I'm not a teacher. You have Google Scholar, you have educators, you have legal lawyers you could consult. It's okay if you don't understand, but that doesn't mean your understanding always needs to come through me.
Why is it always people are at work? If you're at work, how are you in the comment section paying full attention to the conversation and able to ask questions, but then it come up and suddenly you at work? What's up with that?
That's easy. Customer service. You want a headset? You ain't got
You just
I've done it. I ain't gonna lie. But no, I have a question for you, Libra, if that's all right. I noticed earlier you said that like how would Jasmine work with all the two-party, senators and congress people and why are you voting people that would only work with a partisan president? Like a president that's, red or blue or whoever you like. I'm not voting for reps and stuff that would only work with like a blue president or and if they do, then I'm not voting for them again if they won't work with the president because the president's like unicorn. I don't know what color that is. Rainbow. What color is a unicorn party? Uh, but I'm not voting for them again.
Corn
I'm gonna
colors.
vote for who's gonna work with my president next time. So like, um, I guess I'm answering your question with a question, Libra. Okay.
Josh, some of your podcast again. I had it in here by the podcast.
What was that?
What was that podcast name again?
Um, uh, Bald bearded Bolshevik bros.
Bald bearded. That's what I thought.
Just Josh Vanenwagen at Gmail.
Yeah,
Myself a little bit.
I have it now. I'm literally looking at it. I'm so silly. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I want to make a video of that.
You ever go to follow somebody and you already do? That just happened to me with Josh.
Like, Josh, how you turn off the music when the beat drop? What happened?
Sorry.
Like, the beat was about to hit. We about to get going. My goodness. I'm gonna start inviting people up, see if anybody wants to come up and they just being shy. But of course, no pressure. Y'all don't have to come up. Just gonna start inviting people. Also, you can send up a request to come on up in the box. We letting people up in the box today, y'all. We heard it from the grapevine too, didn't we? Ain't it? Do you currently have a PR manager, Jasmine?
No, I don't currently have a PR manager. I have people that tell me not to say things. That's about it.
Oh my god.
Do you listen to them?
Sometimes they do. Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
You're not kidding. Shut the fuck up with that. You're not kidding at all.
You dead. Y'all be so serious. Like, we don't gotta lie. Sometimes there are people who try to watch what I say. Most times I say what I gotta say. But yeah, if you were interested in that challenge, sign up.
Jesus Christ. I thought like the debate coach was technically the PR person in a way.
But we also have to think about like what does PR mean? Like let's go to the root of this. What does professionalism mean? What does nice mean? Like it's all tactics that are just weird. Like just say what needs to be said. Why do we have to worry about like the way people receive it? Like isn't that a them problem?
Yeah.
For me, it's a community guidelines violation problem.
Right. Respectability politics, exactly what Meat here just said. Yeah, like
Well, that's the thing though. This is why I encourage people to also go live on Instagram and YouTube because they don't play that over there. Like it's TikTok that's always trying to like have algorithms listening on your conversation. You can go wild on YouTube.
I just want to say I'll drop if you need space.
Oh, you're good. People are coming up because they are being very generous with their time. Um, thank you so much.
I just have a quick question and then I'm gonna hop off because I need to focus on my studies.
Okay.
Jasmine, earlier you said that you would give free housing to everyone, but my question is, what will you do for the people that sell insurance? What is going to be for them?
They wouldn't still sell insurance just to the government instead. Like, the insurance company doesn't care who they're paying out to.
Okay.
But I would also argue that a lot of insurance companies are leaving states.
That is true. That is true. They are leaving the states.
So I also kind of wonder, like, oh, thank you for the lights, Hillary. I also kind of wonder, like, even with healthcare, like, we're still gonna have to have renters insurance, car insurance, and stuff like that.
True. Um,
They're just going to have
it-
to change the way they navigate their job if they want to stay in that job. If they don't want to stay in that, they don't have to. They can go do something else. They can just be supported with their universal basic income. If they're okay with that, if they want more, then they find the job that fits their passion and what they actually want to do instead of having a job that they have to have because they're living in survival mode and they need to pay the bills. There won't be bills really to pay anymore. It'll just be whatever you want to spend your money on outside of your basic needs. It won't be based on survival. Like if you want to be
yeah.
any houses to sell, but there'll be commercial property that you can help with. But like everything's going to look a lot different under a Jasmine Sherman administration because we're
Which I hope for, because I'm like right now I'm studying for my health and life insurance, but I'm purely doing that to survive. Like that's not my passion at all. I don't want to go into insurance. It's not typically what young people want to do, but that's what people are doing to survive.
and with Jasmine, you're going to have free education. So it's going to open up the doors for more people to go into the fields that they want to instead of having a barrier of what it's going to cost them to do it. And then how do they survive once they get out of school and try to get the job to pay back those loans that won't exist anymore?
But I do acknowledge, like, there are people who work in pharmaceuticals that are like, what the flip was going to happen to me? So I feel that. Like, I do. I don't see anything wrong with the question. I just do think that the what you currently insure will change. But I also would hope that a lot more people can get out of insurance. The need for insurance only came because of people not being able to financially own things.
Okay, well, thank you for asking my question. Let me on again. I'm gonna head out. I hope you guys all have a good day.
You too. Good luck in the whole insurance thing. I hope you get to do your passion. Like, for real.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Thank you so much for coming up, Danny. Okay, so Libra wants to come up. I guess Libra got a break, so let's get going.
Do you need me to drop?
Oh, you can drop if you want to, but right now we have
No, I
plenty of
like
room.
chilling. If you have
Okay,
me up. Alright.
go ahead, Libra.
I took a break.
There you go.
Yeah, I was at work. It was trying to be an op or anything. I've been
Oh,
very
you're good.
supportive. I'm dang, see.
My friend, I'm just
Okay.
gonna let you know that you're cutting in and out. We are seeing bars for you, so if we ask you to repeat anything, it's we're not trolling you.
I'm switching signals. Hold on. That's what that was.
Okay. Okay.
Switching signals.
If you drop, we'll let you back up.
All right, that should be good.
Okay.
Okay, as I was saying, I'm not an op. I'm not here trying to not be supportive. The questions that I was asking was legitimate questions. As an independent going up, you have two very big hard heads to go against. And I understand you're going to, executive order and put some things in the works. But you've seen how much they love to dig in their heels. And even the simplest thing will take years to go into effect, regardless of how good it might be for the people. That's what my question was, is how are you going to find a way through that when the independent thinking minds are rare and far and few between in both parties?
But the answer is executive order. Like, once the executive order is written, Congress then has to go about suing me, right? That is the step. Like, but why are the Democrats suing me against housing? Why, if we've done an age cap and term limits, did you guys elect bad Democrats to take those jobs? Why did you elect? Like, there is some personal responsibility. The only answer is an executive order and then me going to court. But my whole platform is I've done an age cap, I've done term limits. Those new elections have been triggered. Why did y'all re-vote for people that are going to hurt your interest?
I'm voting against the machine. no good choices. You've come up, and I'm looking at you as a better choice. But I'm looking at the machine that's
The same way you can ask me an existential question is the same way I can ask you an existential question. You asked, how am I going to get around the knuckleheads? And I said, the American people is how I get around the knuckleheads. You guys will need to elect new people to Congress, new people to the Senate. And that is how we maintain what we were trying to do. I wasn't being flippant. Like, that's really just the answer.
and in that timetable, in that 4 years, it'll cycle around to a couple of elections of getting new minds in place.
With that timeline, but if that's what you foresee, then that's what you foresee.
Oh, I'm asking about the timeline. That's what I'm saying. I'm not.
You did not, I did not hear a question in that sentence. I heard you say, and in the time that it takes, like, you didn't ask a question anywhere in that statement. What is the question?
How long do you perceive it'll take to get new people in place?
Quarter. It's the first thing I'm doing day one. It'll be the first lawsuit we go to court over. It's the entire premise. Me being there, the Supreme Court can't say this isn't what the American public wants because I literally won as a third party. It's overwhelming. This is what the American public wants.
They have a way, and they continue to have a way to dodge what the public wants. I'm glad to see you stepping up to show a different way. It's not an op thing here. I'm not in any kind of opposition to what you're doing.
Calling you an op. You're not asking me any questions. You're making a lot of declarative statements and saying that those are questions when they're not. Like, what was the question about that statement? There's nothing opposition about you. Like, you're a citizen. You're like, I don't know how to tell people. Even a Trump supporter is not an op to me. They're a voter. Like, I don't, like, that's not what this is for me. Like, this is bigger than TikTok, everything. You are a voter. You are not in opposition to anything. If you do not select the right Congress people and the right senators after I have made my age cap and my term limit policy, there isn't anything I can do for you. You have chosen wrong.
And you're running based off of information that seems to be on your website that I honestly haven't been able to keep up and running. Whenever I go there, there's some kind of hiccup, and I'm taking that as technology on my end. But um, on your website, there are questions, right? I'm asking, are there questions where you ask the public what is it that they want, right?
There's nothing like that on my website. I do not ask the public for anything.
What? You don't ask them what they want?
Your question was, is there a spot on my website for people to ask, for me to ask people questions? My answer was no, there is not a website, not a spot on my website for me to ask the public questions.
Oh, okay, then wouldn't you, I mean, as a representative, wouldn't you want to know what the public wants?
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut this off right here because we are here, right now, and you are asking that asinine question, my guy. Like I don't know what's going on here because we're here with the public. I don't know if you think of the public as something separate, but like TikTok is literally the public, my dude. And also somebody said that you can schedule a meeting. Stacy, would you like to reiterate the information for people to be able to
Yeah.
schedule? Go ahead.
So I want to go back just a little bit. So when Jasmine's on these TikTok lives, they're getting feedback from the public. When people come into the meetings to write the policies, they're getting feedback from the public. The volunteers that work on the campaign that wrote the policies and thought of all of this stuff, they're the public. Like we get the public's voice and feedback and comments in the comment section, in emails, in meetings. So yeah, all of this was written like based on what the public wants. So now if you go to Jasmine Sherman's website and you have questions about the policies, there's a feedback chat. And Jasmine or staff will respond to you. If you still have questions once you've read everything, then you can schedule a meeting there's a link directly to get to Jasmine for 30 minutes. So like this is all public.
Right.
You
And then of course he ran.
I have
Like,
I have an interjection too. Since 2021, Jasmine has been doing these live question and answers on TikTok publicly, almost 3 years as a presidential candidate. So that is where the public is free to ask Jasmine whatever questions they'd like to ask them. I don't think the asinine was saying that it was disrespect. It was like you were talking in a circle. I heard you say you don't trust the system. I get that. You're asking
But
the
I
same. You're.
I, I just want to tell y'all something. Literally on my page, there is a section that says, "What do you want us to fix? Tell us." Like, that's not on my website. That's in my link tree. But at the same time, no other politician is talking to y'all. And if they are, y'all are not talking to them. But when before, like I told Stacy, I told you, I don't explain things to people that are not interested in learning, right? Like you can't tell me you want to have a conversation with me and ask me questions when you ask no question. Like you
it
can't.
was, I mean, let's be real. It was a matter of it didn't look the exact way he wanted it to. Therefore, he wasn't accepting the fact that there are ways to get in touch with you just because it's not on the website and you're doing too much. Like, you can sit down with that one. Like, that's my
Yeah,
whole thing. Oh, go ahead.
but it's not a communication issue. I know what a question, like, I don't play in y'all faces, don't play in my face. It's okay if you felt like he didn't get a fair shake, say that. But he didn't ask me a question for me to not answer the question. His question was answered in the comment section by Stacy. His question was then answered again, reiterated by the host. Like, and then when he came up, he was like, "Well, I'm on break." It has nothing to like. We cannot. I'm not gonna be gaslit by a dude. I'm not gonna be gaslit by anybody. If you have a question for me, come asking a question. If you want to talk at me, I don't have time for that. I don't owe you that. There's like the same way you can choose not to vote for me is the same way I could choose not to earn your vote. I'm not going to take abuse. I'm not going to take manipulation. Like if you can tell me, okay, every time I go to your website there's a technical issue, then that's not you haven't bothered to look. You can't say, well, when I see you haven't gone to look. Like personal responsibility is a factor. I'm directing all of you to my website. He wasn't being bullied. The website works. We know we paid for it. Is it a little hard to use the subscribe button? Of course, people are on the website. I'm a lot more popular, but that happens with anything that's popular right now. Like, I have a finite amount of time to do something very, very major. I have already told y'all in this live, I can take a no. I don't need bullshit. Do you want to vote for me? No. Then let me talk to somebody else. Like, the whole live vibe has changed because we had one person that doesn't understand that it's okay to say, no, I'm not interested. I don't have to kiss your butt. You don't have to kiss my butt. If you don't want to vote for genocide, then you will look at candidates who are not supporting genocide. If you like the way things are going, that's fine. Don't get up here and tell me that old people haven't been doing what they were supposed to do in office for years. I know that. That's why I'm running. But then when I tell you we should get them out of office, don't sit here and give me a 4-year timeline that nobody but you made up.
I mean, let's
So
talk about it. Like, that
I
was
mean, no,
like, I don't.
I just
Okay.
I get aggravated. I get aggravated so easily over bullshit. It's okay to say I don't want to vote for you. It's okay to say I don't think other people should vote for you. But don't take me down this mealy mouth path of bullshit.
You're right. Somebody would like to drop the website again, please. The website is jasminesherman.com. Stacy, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, jasminesherman.com. It's in my link tree. It's in Jasmine's link tree. You can literally just Google Jasmine. Everything pops up. They're they're on the whole first page of Google.
Uh-huh.
And DuckDuckGo and Bing. Nah, but because like there's like so my biggest thing is there are people who put in a ton of work, and I got reported. So I don't tone police the people who work for me. If you get cussed out by somebody, you got cussed out by somebody that works here. Somebody was like, "Yo, I don't like to I have issues reading and I don't have time to sit and listen to the audiobook. Can Jasmine make a video summarizing that in 2 to 3 sentences? And the person went off on them. And so that person never wrote back, and the person that volunteered, I'm not going to get mad at them. People have put in a lot of effort to make this stuff readily available. If you can't process an audiobook, if you can't process what's written on the screen, and then you still need someone to further extend labor to give you more communication methods, you don't want to vote. You want to make labor. You just want to make problems, because this is not a service that you are getting from your current candidates. Even the other candidates that are running are not running the way I've done it.
That you just that just means I'm not sorry if you get cussed out by me.
I'm serious. I don't cuss out my volunteers. The one time when Pretty first started working here, they made somebody so mad. The person came to the forum and was like, and they're rude on TikTok. That's a person that got somebody to my website. I give no flips for that.
Oh dang, pretty worse than me.
Oh,
That
yeah.
I do that. I do cuss people out. And I'm passionate. I get into it with a lot of people, and I really do feel like I make people mad enough to go to the website. In fact, I know that I do, because I've sat in lives before where I was like, well, you don't know because you've never been to the website. And the host that doesn't agree with me goes to the website and puts the policies on the screen. And I'm like, yep, that's exactly what I wanted you to do.
Mm-hmm. There you go. Make it work. I like how you just went ahead and called yourself out in the chat. Like, it's me. I'm the problem.
I didn't even know it was you.
Wasn't
I
the
just get
incident I'm talking about wasn't Hillary or Pretty, but it was just, I have volunteers. I don't tone police people. If you step and you say the wrong thing, they're gonna treat you how you say. We match energies over here.
As you should. The customer isn't always right. And we don't even know if you're a customer yet. You could just be wasting time.
that was mine. They was just wasting. They wasn't a customer, and it was fun. I don't even know if Jasmine knows yet. It was funny.
What happened? If you don't mind, if you don't want to talk about it, you don't have to talk about it. Hey, Tamu. Hey, Tamu.
Oh, not at all. Somebody just didn't want to watch a whole video. And I was talking about voting blue no matter who was. I think it was my blue no matter who was dumb, and why.
Mm-hmm.
And I used Joe Manchin as an example of how he had, Congress in a chokehold, going Republican when he was allegedly a Democrat. And like somebody had said, I was in a cult or something about my party. And I end up in the end talking about Jasmine. I think it's that video. It might not be, but I end up talking about I'm voting for Jasmine, and all this stuff. And they go off about, they think I'm a Trump supporter or something. I don't know. And say I'm in a cult and all this stuff. And I'm like, you should really, watch a whole video. And I direct them to Jasmine's website, and or I go, I'll at Jasmine and be like, check out this link tree, stuff like that. And they start trolling my stuff and start sending me some messages, and so I lost it. I was just like, look, you can listen to this, you can read it, you can do whatever you want, you can think whatever you want, but this is who I'm voting for. I don't know what you think in your head or who you're voting for, and at this point I don't really care. Bye. But I said a lot more than that, but I'm not gonna say it right here because I have enough strikes.
Oh yeah, I feel that. That another reason why, I mean, like I definitely have to figure out a format of how I would go live with guests on on YouTube, unless they want to fully rip off TikTok and also rip off their live guesting format, which please do that. I'm in the hospital waiting room. Okay. May I ask what's going on that one? If you don't want to share, you don't have to. But we do want you to be well, my friend. Introverted EMT. I love that. But But yeah, it's like when I used to be a cashier, I was like the meanest, most gracious cashier. Like, and I'm saying this based on feedback. I'm not blowing up my own head. Hey, disaster book. Um, I people would come through my line. We all have an understanding that nobody here is in a hurry. I'm not gonna let anybody rush you. I'm not here to hear it. How you doing, disaster? Um, but like the second you flip the script on me, I flip the script on you. I match energy. But like people would be trying to rush people. You see, they have a large order, and you trying to rush them, or like they have wick, which wick is so like. Thank you for the roses. Wick is so like archaic. The way they have people getting food to an exact pound, and you can only get less than that exact pound. You can't get more, or else the cashier gets in trouble. It like wick is a disaster. Um, and people want to come through acting like they in a hurry, and I'm like, there's two other cashiers. Move around, and if you don't like it, by all means go tell my boss, but you're gonna lose your place in line the second you step up out of that line. So I like, even in customer service, you gotta set your boundaries for people, and people aren't used to people in customer service setting boundaries, and I learned that, and it's very surprising. um so ugh.
Can I expand? People in general aren't used to people setting boundaries, regardless of what industry you're in or where you work. Boundaries are a thing where people are like, I don't have my own, so I don't want you to have yours, because when you have yours, then it makes me feel some kind of way. But really, if we all just set our own boundaries and respected others, a lot of these conversations would go much differently.
Exactly. And like that's really all we can expect. Oh God, I'm getting flashbacks from customer service at Lowe's. I mean, for me, working at the customer service desk and being the cashier, the person handling the majority of the money, was two different things. But of course, I don't know how that works and function because I've never ran a customer service desk. But like us as cashiers, we really can talk to you any kind of way, and we match energy, so you can be the fuck around and the find out of your dreams. Hello, Sammy. Jasmine, I saw you unmuted. Please go ahead.
I'm just saying, cuss them out today. Tomorrow's not promised.
Facts. Facts right there. Customer today, tomorrow's not promised. Thank you for the follow, Tuta.
That was
Um,
100% my energy as a waitress.
uh, may I ask if it was Waffle House?
I wish so bad, but no, we ain't got them in Michigan.
You don't have Waffle Houses in Michigan? What y'all
Nah,
do?
nothing comparable. They don't know nothing here. We don't got Waffle House.
I
I gotta
mean,
go out of state for that.
Spaghetti.
Huh?
You got mom spaghetti.
Yeah, we got there one in Detroit,
that is
which is
messed up.
I know it's local for me, but not everybody. But it ain't no Waffle House. I don't want to go to Mom's Spaghetti.
Yeah, and y'all, did y'all hear the people at Waffle House are going on strike because they're not getting danger pay for like how, so it's like it's the structure of like the fights at Waffle House are being used as advertising, because if you think about it, you don't see any like Waffle House billboards, you don't see any internet ads, you don't see none of that. The advertising is the fights for Waffle House, and they
You
don't get
100.
paid for that.
You should 100% get hazard pay for working nights at
Anytime
Waffle
your
House.
employer makes you drive your car, your personal vehicle, to get them anything at a store, you should get $100 on, because like they don't give you the gas for it, they don't give you the hour for it, they don't give you any reimbursement. If you get your car get a flat, they won't care. Stop doing favors for your company. Your company doesn't do favors for you.
Yeah, like literally. Let's talk about it. That another reason why I'm like not I do things that don't require a boss, like live stream or Rover and stuff like that, because bosses suck. Like, why do I want to like did y'all see how Google laid off the YouTube music staff while they were renegotiating their contract? Why would I want to do that? Why would I want to put myself through all that? Anybody can respond to that. And if y'all didn't see it, go see it because they laid them off while they were negotiating. Go ahead.
Yeah, like I work for a company now, a home health care service. And yeah, I have limitations on my transportation. Like I can't leave the county that I live in because I don't have a vehicle. But you're telling me there's nobody in my community that's needed my help for 2 weeks? There's nobody you could have scheduled me with? No. These corporations and stuff, they don't care about us or our communities.
They literally don't. They really don't. Because they could send you somebody that you don't have to drive to. Uh, I think it might be quiet because people have gone to go watch what I'm talking about YouTube music employees getting laid off while they were
I saw it. I thought it was atrocious. I was
oh,
just
okay.
curious. Yeah, I saw it. It was, they were surprised, which is why we all, but like, this is, okay, I'm going to say it, and it's going to sound really ugly. Some of those same workers don't stand in solidarity with people while they had their tech jobs,
Mhm.
right? Like,
Mhm.
I'm not saying all, right? But like, I saw a video recently with only one Google employee saying, I'm not coding for genocide. Only one. Like, you can't have it, what, like, it's either class solidarity or it's not.
I mean, you're right because I don't know the whole details behind Project Nimbus, but yeah, only one. Like, and they were booing and hissing too. It's about the hostility as well.
Sounds mighty Reagan,
Mhm.
president of the union, to fire the employees when they go on strike.
Mhm. Like Amazon showed us, we've done it before and we can do it again. Um, unless other people want to come up, it's getting quiet, so I feel like people are all talked out, and it is about lunchtime in my time zone. Oh, okay. I got a question. Who gives you strength on the hard days? What gives you strength on the hard days? My bad. That's a good question. What gives you strength on the hard days? And this is a question for the whole panel. Jasmine, please go first.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't think I have strength on the hard days. On the hard days, I curl up in a ball and I cry. But not dying, I guess, and having to get up tomorrow is what does it for me. But like, I'm an atheist, so I don't have that luxury of like, oh, I'm gonna think about like, at the end of the day, I got to get up tomorrow and make what I want to happen, even on like when it's really bad. But I take that L. I cry, I sit with my feelings, and then I come up with a plan. Usually it's inspired by spite. So spite gives me strength. I could say that. Spite gives me strength.
There you go. Spike gives you strength. Unicorn, please go next.
Um, Substances, not like I T TH. You know what I mean? That gets me through a lot.
I think you can say THC.
Oh,
Herbal.
THC, herbal medication. Um, that gets me through a lot. Um, there's a lot of crying as well for me, and just I think anger mostly now. I'm really angry.
So
Yeah.
Spike. Spike.
Yeah, sure. So I just know that I'm really, really angry, and I put all that towards what I want to change.
Okay. There you go. Stacy, please answer next.
Uh, what Jasmine said. But also I'm a mom. And I raised my son by myself. And so I just have to. Like I have to just keep going. There's too many people that I love that need taken care of. And we have to do this. And so force, maybe outside force, in addition to spite, and I could be petty. And tomorrow's a new day.
You right. You right. Hillary, please go next.
Okay. I'm not an atheist. I'm a Jedi.
Okay, all right.
So the Force helps sometimes. I work in mental health, and so because that means that I deal with up to 450 people talking about the very things we're talking about a month. Um, it is ingrained in me that I have to deal in self care on a regular basis, right? So, whether that be through advocacy work, something I enjoy, or dharma practices like yoga and meditation and things like that. Remembering the good things that I can do to help people, or having that day where I don't get out of bed as long as I get up the next day.
Okay.
I lean on people too. I do not pretend I do this all by myself. I have to lean on people. I don't do this alone. I talk about it. Yeah. Sometimes it sucks. Yeah.
Healthiest one she said the healthiest example of what you're supposed to do so far. Listen to Hillary. Hillary gave you the most healthy answer.
There you go. Ginger, if you're available to answer, please answer. If not, I'll answer.
Yeah, I'm here.
Go ahead.
Asmund took my original answer. They can have it because spite's a good one. That's my main one. Spite, coffee, bud, but we wouldn't have all those things without a support system, and I know we all need that right now, especially with what we're witnessing and the work we're doing. And hydration's definitely key because yeah, we're crying a lot, and like we at least got to drink because I know the food isn't hitting the spot for some of us. It's really hard to eat, so we need to be looking out for each other and taking care of each other.
Right on.
Because if we tap out, the system wins.
You're right. You're right. And my answer to that question before I go to the next question that somebody else answered, that somebody else asked, what keeps me going through the hard times is my community, mutual aid. A lot of Minnesota has a strong mutual aid. Like the major cities in Minnesota have strong mutual aid. What keeps me going is my community. Without them, I would crumble and fall. And online community as well. I'm here with Jasmine, Stacy, Hillary. I didn't know these people 2 weeks ago. Like, just me being who I am keeps me going. Like, and I'm not gonna act like I don't have my days where I don't want to get out of bed and stuff either. Oh, thank you for the cloudy hearts. It's just like, I mean, sometimes I have to get out of bed or get out of wherever I'm sleeping because I'm homeless. And I have stayed in shelters. But what really keeps me going, like what keeps me like pushing through is like my community. But like also don't feel pressure to push through. Like if you need to lay down, lay down. Like naps are vital. Thank you so much for the 23 hearts. I appreciate you. Um and the next question that somebody, and also chat, feel free to answer that question for yourself. Like what gets you through the hard days? Minnesota, yeah.
I left some stuff out of my answer.
Oh, go ahead.
Also therapy and meds, and yeah, the herbals. I ain't even gonna front. But that's my answer right now. Situations may vary. I've been homeless. That wasn't my answer then. What got me through the hard days was 100% survival. This is my right in this moment answer.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna act like Kenny Boss doesn't work for me either. I quit drinking. I mostly use CBD, so you know. But sometimes I just sleep because I can't do life anymore at that moment. Yeah, take a nap. Just take a damn nap. Sometimes what you need is just water, good clean water, which we acknowledge is a privilege in the United States, and a nap. And sometimes you need more than that. Like you need therapy, and your therapist is a part of your community. So that's why I just said community. I have a therapist, but yeah,
While we
like
are asking for things, if you are in my community and you know how to make a really meaty lasagna, let me know if you just need the ingredients and I will come through as a community person and sample them wares. Cause I've just been thinking about lasagna a lot, with the bechamel and all the meats, and I can't cook. So, community can support community that way.
Yeah, for real.
Seafood and
Somebody was in here.
takeaways.
Diesel was in here talking about homemade steaks. I invited Diesel up because I wanted to tell me more about the steaks, but Diesel didn't come up.
I can
Diesel's a
have
whole butcher.
Jasmine, I can have lasagna ready by 6. Do you want garlic bread with that and salad?
The problem is you're not in the community. You in a different community.
I know.
Yo, meatloaf used to be my favorite dish. It used to be my favorite food. But that was like a food after your parents got paid, because during the week they didn't have that money. You got beans, rice, maybe a chicken, or a salmon patty. Poor people love salmon patties.
Damn, I didn't have salmon patties growing up. Well, I grew up in Louisiana, so we didn't really do salmon patties. We just did like cheap seafood.
That's
Unicorn, go ahead.
my favorite. My mom made them for me last week.
Nice. Unicorn, go ahead. I'm sorry, you keep getting cut off.
No, it's okay. I was just gonna say I am poor, and salmon patties was like one of my favorite meals growing up. So yes, I totally agree. But also was gonna say that I make pretty good lasagna, or I can do a baked spaghetti with like cream cheese in it.
Okay, that's what's up.
So I'm from Michigan, and my mama grew up poor. So when y'all say salmon patties, you mean the kind out of a can, right? We ain't got real seafood.
I grew up in Louisiana. Like seafood is affordable where I'm from.
Right. It ain't here.
Can, Hillary, and then you have to take the bones out of the middle and
Yep.
mix it
Yeah.
with egg and crackers.
Yep. I'm talking about the can. And no, nobody took the bones out the middle. You just crunched them up like. Stacy came from a good poor home. You had to crush your bones up with your teeth. It's good for you. That's where the vitamins are.
Who took
my
the
mom
bones
picks out.
out?
My mom picks out every single one, and then she fries them to a crisp, and then she makes a white roux, and she puts peas in it, and a little bit of sugar and salt and pepper, and then you put the creamed peas over the salmon patty. That's like my go-to birthday meal.
That's no. So y'all took a poor meal and went shopping with it. No, the patty come. The patty come with the can, the salt, pepper. If you got a little egg, you put in one. And then you go get your experience was very different.
Let me tell you how I know we ain't grew up the same Stacy. My mama ain't changed none. Let me tell you how I know this. I make a decent living now, right? I'm gonna tell you what she handed me for breakfast this morning because I'm still looking at it wild. It is a toasted ham. It's a toasted hamburger bun. I swear. With some kind of, SOS gravy. You remember shit on a shingle gravy?
Yep.
That's my biscuit. That's my biscuit and gravy this morning next to an egg. I swear to God.
My mom would do ground beef, gravy, and we would have it on hot dog buns, hamburger buns, or white bread.
Yeah, she
So
had the stuff to make biscuits and gravy. I just had SOS egg for breakfast. That's what she brought me. I'm still looking at it. She still buys potted meat.
Yo, wait a minute. I had corned beef hash this morning myself. I am not sleeping on that potted meat. Ketchup sandwiches, syrup sandwiches. Oh man.
No, we ain't gotta live like that no more. I'm over y'all.
Like, hey, I had honey sandwiches growing up, and I'm glad I ain't gotta do that no more.
You know what though? A honey sandwich, like if we had some, because okay, this is gonna sound bad, but I have experienced life now through an unmelanated lens, and I mean this in terms of I ate oxtails when they were poor people food, right? And now oxtail is like $35 a plate, so there is some comfort. Like I went to a store where I live, ramen noodles is $15. How, Sway? Like, it's ramen noodles. So our poor people food is quickly becoming their new lobster. Lobster was a food that we fed to prisoners back in the day. Cacio sandwiches with bagel bites. Oh my gosh.
Lobster was they gave lobster to the slaves. Like that's
It was poor people food. I don't even like lobster now. Give me scrimps. Hillary, you had a question?
Yeah, I have a presidential question. As president, What do you plan to do on them trying to make oxtail rich people food? Because I'm getting real sick of this. I can't go to the Jamaican restaurant and get my oxtail because it's ridiculous.
So I'm going to tell you guys the truth, and this is going to lose me some voters, but I don't think food should cost us anything. We have currently the one society where we pay farmers to destroy quality food that we could be giving people. The math is being worked on, but it is my plan that you wouldn't have to pay for a meat protein. You wouldn't have to pay for a vegetable. We're almost done, but I don't think you should have to pay for that. I think food shouldn't be gentrifiable, but food shouldn't have cost associated with it. Yes, you still need to pay for your paper plates. Yes, you still need to pay for your paper towels. If you can't eat it, you got to pay for it. For people who are like, what about my pets? If your pet is a service animal, you're just your pet. You don't have to pay for their food. If your pet is not a service animal, you're going to feed Sparky. You got to feed Sparky on your own.
Okay, that's fair.
You
Love it.
for all of the extra fun stuff that you want to do.
Somebody did ask a question. It's pretty far back, but I did not forget about you, my friend. Somebody asked, "Is it legal to fire people when they go? Was it legal to fire people when they go on strike, or legal to fire people when they're unionized?" If you want to re-ask the question, I'd appreciate it. In the meantime, I am scrolling back up to see your original question, and I do have my laptop open. So if you re-ask the question over here, I will see it. You're welcome. Is it legally protected to fire people on strike? That's the question.
So if they are on strike picketing, no, you are not legally protected. However, you then have to find a lawyer to represent you. You then got to feed your family while you fighting your case. A lot of things are not legal, but because of poverty, a lot of us can't do anything about those illegal things. If you are someone that has been attacked this way, please try to find pro bono lawyers. But I just want to tell you, that's a sentence everybody says is lawyers have to be pro bono. They don't. They don't have to do it like they used to. And a lot of them don't. So if you have been discriminated against by your job, our thing needs to be we start promoting that on social media. Like we shouldn't be using Google once we saw what their practices are, or no one buy anything else Google. Like there are ways that we can make Google suffer. It's just that a lot of us are too afraid to do that.
Being fired in negotiations is horrendous. Exactly. I'm thinking that there is legal recourse for laying them off while they were in negotiations.
But you need a lawyer to pick that up. You need to eat in the meantime. I'm not saying that there's no way to do it. I'm saying that unless a lawyer sees what happens to them and decides to step up, the ACLU is not going to go calling. That's all.
That's true, but they work in tech, so it's not like they can't find a lawyer.
Not all tech. So a lot of tech people don't get paid well. They have the illusion of wealth. When I had to hire a lawyer, she billed $150 per hour. If you work in tech and you're only making $80 an hour or $70 an hour, in fact, if you are someone that's on an H-1B visa, there's a chance you're only making $40 an hour. And I know people are like, that's still a lot. It is not a lot for what the industry pays. And the same way we could talk about all the actors that went on strike when they were like, I'm getting $1 residual checks. The illusion of money, people will wear that cape faster than they'll wear the illusion of poverty. Somebody's married to a lawyer, but is that lawyer committed to what that person wants? Like, you can't voluntold people. If, I guess the way I'd like you guys to think about it, if that was our solution, if all these pro bono lawyers exist, why are people not getting justice? Why are we hearing about these things and they're not being brought to court? If you are a lawyer and you want to help those people, please reach out and help those people. But only one lawyer can do so many pro bono cases. We need to just stop letting this shit happen.
Another, I don't know as much about this, but another key word there I heard is laid off. So I'm assuming they're getting unemployment, right? Which is going to be less than they were getting paid,
It
which means
depends.
it's going to
If
leave
you're a
them as,
contractor in an at-will state, you don't always qualify
oh, okay.
for
Yeah, if they're a
unemployment.
contractor, but if they're, even if they get unemployment, they're getting less than their normal income, which means the lawyer costs even more. And then if the union's paying for it's complicated.
So there's no tech for IT. I mean, there's no union for IT. I think if IT workers united, oh man, this whole country would come to a standstill. There is no union for us.
There are so many industries where if like people stop doing it, the country would come to a standstill. I think that that's our first biggest wake up call. Hello, Me. Oh, Moby.
Mobissimo.
Mobissimo.
Did I say it
Um,
right?
Mobissimo. Welcome.
Mobissimo. Oh my god.
yeah. So I do have a question. I'm actually one of Jasmine's new hires, and I am gonna ask one question and then get off the live because I've never been on a live before and it's scary to me, just a little
Okay.
bit. But I did have a question regarding the abolishing the police policy, and I want to. I guess the question was, would that include the FBI and the CIA, or would
Yes.
those heavily be
Yes.
reformed?
No,
Okay.
no. FBI, NSA, CIA, all goodbye. No, no, no. Especially anybody that got a list on something that I did when I was younger, they gone. And for anybody that wants to
Gotta
know what I
clear it
did when
up.
I was younger, it's on Facebook. Y'all see it. But no, those alphabet agencies, I'm using a lot of the resources from those alphabet agencies to pay for your universal health care. For people that want to find that out, you get through it through the Easter egg in the universal healthcare policy, but there is an entire list of government agencies that we're shutting down
Okay,
to
gotcha.
do that. And I'm not saying that you won't be protected, but for people, like, the same way that they could reimagine Space Force is the same way we can have an agency that serves our domestic and foreign information gathering resources. But currently what we have isn't it, and I don't think that it makes sense for us to keep propping up things that don't serve us. I hope that answers.
Absolutely. That answers it perfectly because I actually was very kind of worried about the CIA, especially with all the information that has come out about like how they just keep starting coups and they're doing their own thing. Like, so that answers it perfectly. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I also want to point out that there are some letter agencies that we should probably keep. Wait, Ginger?
Which agency do you think we should keep that's got an alphabet? Like the EPA?
I don't have a problem with the FCC.
Yeah, I
I
had
got a
one. It was
problem
just
with it.
I wanted to finish. But it's related to the triple bottom line accounting policy because, like, I know Jasmine used to work at Wells Fargo. So I guess my question is because I know we remember when overdraft fees were like $10, $5. Like, is that something that's going to be like returned back to the people it was taken from? Because I know they take billions from poor people
They
just
do.
overdraft fees.
They totally do, but I don't have a plan to tackle that. My plans are around basic human needs. If you are someone who works in banking and wants to tackle that policy on behalf of your fellow citizen, step up, join the team, and we will help you. It's not that I won't be in your meeting. I won't help you with how you do it. The issue is I'm at capacity. I'm working on a lot of things, and I feel like you will have an opportunity to select your new Congress people. You will have an opportunity to select your new senators. Those are the people that technically have more of an easier pathway of getting what you want done. But if we have to executive order it, then someone's got to write and do the research to make sure it's legal.
And that's fair. Because I got that same answer when I talked about scamming. Scamming is very it is a thing that I'm just like, hey, that I feel like that's in line with like the mission statement because like tens of thousands of Americans get scammed every day. Most of them are elderly and intellectually challenged, and they were like, well, write the policy, and I was like, all right, I've never written a policy before, so it's gonna look a bit shaky, but I can figure that out.
Oh,
And
my
I can
name is
also
going on it. Hold on. My name's
what?
going on it. I'm not going to let it be shaky, shaky. I just don't know if you know the research and like what goes into it. But if you do the work, I'm not going to let us go out there looking bad. You know what I'm saying? Even to my
No,
debate, I showed up in proper clothes. It's just you got to stay.
Jasmine.
I'm just
I'm
saying, like,
just saying.
I don't want you to feel like it would be shaky. Like someone would assist you. It's just I can't lead the writing and execution of it. We gotta many hands make light work.
Right. No, it's not that I felt like I'd be going out there by myself because my next sentence was I have a community behind me to help me do that properly. Like this is an issue that we all care about. Thank you, Unicorn. And like I am like Stacy gave me a quick education on like what is already in place for scamming now. And I'm like, okay, I get that. And I did know some of those things, but I didn't know everything. Stacy was very kind to educate me. And it's like, I want to improve upon the things that we already have. Like being able to get people the money that they got scammed out of faster. And I know, Stacy, I did not forget that you said that it is complicated. It's mostly about being able to prove that you got scammed because you did willingly give them the money. And I want to think of something that would be reasonable to lower the threshold on being able to prove it. Because if this person is elderly or intellectually challenged, and I've watched enough scam baiting videos to see various scammers' manipulation tactics, and most of their tactics are fear based, using family members against people because now all of our information is sold on the underground market. Like there are people, like somebody tried to scam me with my biological mom's social security number. And had I been still in contact with my biological mom, I probably would have fallen for it. But I don't give heads nor tails what's going on with her and her situation. But they had my bio mom's social security number. So that's why I'm like, I want to lower the threshold for the proof that it's hard, because it's like if they can get your full name and social security number and all your information, I can see how it's easy to convince somebody that what they're scamming with is real. Stacy, please go ahead.
So there is a person on this app. This ties into this topic. If you are passionate about stopping scamming, there's a creator called Doc Compton, and I'm only telling you to go watch his lives if you care about scamming. I don't know about him as a person or if he's problematic or any of that. But what he does is he takes the emails that come in that say, PayPal invoice $439.82 for McAfee internet protection or whatever, right? And he calls the 1-800 numbers that are in those emails, and he wastes their time for 35, 45, 50 minutes, however long they'll keep him on the phone. And then he lets them remote into a burner computer, essentially, and then has like very provocative videos playing, and then they get really mad and then they hang up. And he has like 10,000 people in his live stream. He has like 5,000 people in his YouTube. And then he posts the 1-800 number, and then everybody calls and overwhelms the phone numbers until the scammers get pissed off and they disconnect the phone number. What that does is that protects possibly 10,000 elderly people or vulnerable people who also got that email to not be able to call that phone number that day and get scammed. And he does it every day for like 4 or 5 hours. So like he's doing something big. Like, oh yeah. Like, so that is something super cool that like we all could get behind and be like, yeah, awesome. Take down the scammer. Does it get money back into the pocket of the person who got scammed faster? No, because that goes through the bank and the FDIC and all of those things. But that's one way that somebody's helping.
Oh yeah, I actually watched it. Oh no, you're good. Thank you, Stacy. Y'all please check out that Scam Baiters YouTube TikTok channel. I watch my Scam Baiters on YouTube. I watch Kit Boga, John Browning, and a few other people, but mainly Kit Boga because I like his aesthetic. Oh, thank you for putting that in the chat. And I've been watching scam baiting videos for years, and if I could get into it, I would, but I don't have the setup for that because I'm unhoused. But like hardcore scam baiting, like people have a whole thing for that, and it's amazing. But yeah, like and it's definitely what they deserve on a personal level. It's just like another thing that's difficult about scammers is that a lot of them are foreign. It's like it's easier to get your money back if if it happened domestically. What's up?
So that Nigerian prince scam was a white dude living in America.
Oh, I'm talking about like the phone scammers out of India.
Oh, okay, but I just want people to know that Nigerian prince was a white dude in like a rural western part of the country.
Damn. Fair enough. Fair enough. But yeah, it's like and those things do still exist. There's also some scamming call centers popping up in Mexico. But like mainly the largest center for scamming is in India, and it's in a specific city in India. I don't remember the name or how to pronounce it, but it's they're just doing a lot. So it's like because there are hundreds of the tens of thousands of people getting scammed every day. It's like we definitely need the FCC to step their game up, or whatever agency, whatever that's going to look like. I know it's multiple agencies that handle this, but like the first step is making it less difficult to prove that you've been scammed, and that would like smoothen out a whole lot of the process. Hey Bex, somebody had a question. Oh, go ahead, Jasmine.
I was gonna say I used to think that eBay and PayPal had worked out a really good protection plan for people who are trying to purchase things. I would look into how they do their refund policy on scammers as well.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. Somebody's go ahead, Hillary, while I'm looking for the question.
Oops, sorry. I had a phone call. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. Um, so I also watched Jack Compton. What is it? Doc Compton, I think it is. It's the one Stacey was talking about. And he does characters and stuff. He's amazing. But there's a really good episode of Last Week Tonight with John Oliver. I don't know if are we boycotting Max? I don't know.
Yo,
Huh?
but go ahead, deliver the message. We could still a pirate
Okay.
exists somewhere amongst us.
Right. So I watched Last Week Tonight with John Oliver, and there was an episode a couple weeks ago about how a lot of those scammers are actually slave labor. And the what goes on in there, and I really encourage, not that I'm saying like don't mess with scammers, I absolutely, waste time so that they don't hurt people. I like actually Dot Compton because he plays elderly characters so they believe him for longer. But it's about what goes into this and the people doing it, what they actually go through, and who benefits off it, and it goes a lot deep into the detail. I'm gonna drop. I'm gonna go and run and do some things, but I really appreciate everybody's time. Thank you for hosting. Thank you for being here, Jasmine, and all you're doing. And thank you everybody on the panel and everybody in the comments. Love y'all.
Oh, for sure. You take care, Hillary. Thank you for coming up. I do want to say Danny asked a question about church and state, and Mobissimo said they also use AI to mimic people's voices, the scammers. So, like, that's another thing. It's like the scammers are stepping their game up. So that's why I'm like, we need to make it less difficult for people to prove that they were scammed. And that's where I'm coming from. And also, if you like scam baiters who do characters, Kit Boga also does characters. Kit Boga's been doing it for like 8 years now. And he's kind of cycled out some of his younger characters because he has found that the scammers stick around longer with the older characters. And he even has green screen backgrounds and will sometimes put on a costume. And Kit Boga has a whole bunch of stuff going on. IRL Rosie, I also know IRL Rosie. I don't really watch much of that content, but I'm going to do more of that. I think IRL Rosie does the AI or the customer service robot, or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, and she has a very impressive Siri voice. So yeah. Thank you for that, Quiet Riot. Stacy, go ahead, and then Danny, please ask your question.
So let's go on like a trip, okay, to post Jasmine Sherman gets elected. And a lot of these agencies get closed and we don't have mortgages anymore, which means we won't have mortgage regulations. Like things are going to change a little bit. A lot of these agencies that we're going to keep, they're going to need something to do that is different than what they've done before. And so they're going to have more time and capacity to dedicate focus on other stuff. And it could be cyber crimes, right? Like, I don't know. I'm just thinking outside of the box of what that could look like, right? Like, what's the CFPB going to do, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, when mostly what they handle is bank stuff? But like, what is the bank going to look like in 2025? Like, what are their operations going to look like? Like, there's stuff for us to think further into that they just might have capacity. So that's
Okay,
all.
that's fair. Danny, please go next.
Okay, I'm sorry I keep popping on here. I just like get these questions randomly. Um, My question was about religion and state because I remember recently, around Christmas time, when the Satanic Church put up a image of Baphomet, and somebody had actually torn it down, but they didn't face any repercussions of that. And I know that Christianity is severely protected, but then there's other religions that don't meet the same equivalent of that protection. Can
So
y'all
what?
hear me?
What? Yeah, I can hear you. So what? So are you asking?
Can you
Are
say, I understand the context, but can you give me your your specific question?
Yeah, just if you were to take on presidency, what would there be any actions that you take for protections of religion, or is there any uh laws that you might enforce?
I'm an atheist and pretty anti-theist as a whole. The only thing I have in my policy to do with any religious institution is to tax it. I've made no other thoughts about religion other than they need to pay taxes.
Okay.
but I do see what you're saying. Like religious, like there's discrimination against anything that isn't Christian.
Yeah. Yeah, like recently I've found in like
What?
Oklahoma
But what
in
would you want? What would you want me to do federally about those things, right? Because I've already explained I'm an atheist and an anti-theist, so like I would never come to you with an idea on how to protect a religious entity. So what would you want to happen? I advocate for us to have a new federal constitution, one that has protections for everyone. But even then, like I literally couldn't draft a new constitution by myself. I would love to if I could legally do it, I definitely would have already done so, but I can't. So I want like with the question that you're asking, what would you be wanting to have happen?
um I'm not exactly at the best at answering that question, unfortunately. I mean, the only thing that I could really say is maybe enforcing certain protection laws just so that everyone has the same equal rights as Christians. For like example, in Oklahoma recently, because of like recently church and state seems to be getting more merged together more and more. In Oklahoma, the representative was saying, talking about Nex, who had tragically passed, saying, "Oh, we don't allow filth in here. We're a Christian state," which obviously that's illegal. But yet, I don't see him facing like any
That's
punishment for saying that.
because people in Oklahoma are not punishing him for saying that. Like y'all got like, and I'm just saying y'all assuming you live in Oklahoma. People in Oklahoma have to be mad about how people in Oklahoma are being treated. You guys need like the same way we are at elected officials' houses protesting on Palestine is the same way people should be protesting when indigenous people lose their lives or go missing and there's a lack of urgency. That's on y'all. So what I would be saying is, when are people in Oklahoma gonna get pissed off and rally to cut out people who have bad behavior? We are the generation of no more just watching and seeing what somebody else is gonna do. No, what are you gonna do? Respectfully.
No, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Can-
Well, I'm sorry.
Well, I was just thinking with while we're talking, a lot of the mindset is set up by religion. It like if it's a harmful stance like homophobia, transphobia, we don't have to get into that. We all know that, right? But like there will be things that the victim of discrimination would be able to do. Like we have a trans policy specifically, right? So there is some things in the policy, like you would contact the community task force, and then like that person would face their punishment essentially through the abolish police policy and restorative
There's
justice. Like,
whoa. Let's not lie to people. There's nothing in my policy that says if you come across an asshole that says something asshole-esque, that things will happen to them. Like there's still freedom of speech. What you guys are
that's
gonna
not what
have to Okay, because that's how it sounded to me. There's
okay.
nothing, because if somebody says something, your community task force, outside of them threatening to do bodily harm to you, your community task force cannot do something because someone said on national TV that this is a Christian state.
No, I meant like specific attacks, and their mindset is based on the religion, but it becomes an actual crime. That's what I was getting to. I just didn't expand on that enough. I apologize.
I just want to clarify because while I'm sitting up here, some of the way people are, that'll be used against me. No offense, no disrespect intended. I get that, but you know.
I'll be more intentional and say my words in a better order. Sorry.
Yeah. For people who have worries about religion, like my platform is about basic human needs. You don't need religion to live. And I say that as somebody who's living without one. Like I know a person could live without one. If you are someone of faith, then I hope that you and your community find a way to speak to the legislators that you elect locally who are disrespectful to your politics.
So I
Okay.
want to like rearrange that a little bit. So like with the whole dismantling of like the United States as a Christian country, especially being run by an atheist from there on out, and not that we haven't had non-Christian presidents before, but now it seems like an unorthodox idea. Like, no, this country's made of a lot of people. Anybody can be president. Well, anybody of any religion can be president. Um, so the president does have influence. And I am going to take that as since we have an atheist president, this is going to make it clear that we don't care about this whole Christian nationalist BS anymore. So it I feel like the influence of the president will empower people to speak against that kind of rhetoric because right now America is a Christian nation. So it wouldn't be popular to speak against that or speak on that. But when that's unpopular, it's no holds bar.
Okay. I mean, yeah, that makes sense.
Like when America stops being a Christian nation, then we can like normalize talking stuff like that.
Right.
Are you in Oklahoma?
No, I actually live in North Carolina.
Okay. So you got your own problems right here in North Carolina. Like there's things like we have secret police now in North Carolina. North Carolinians should be working to get rid of those. Like y'all have to be mad enough to make your own direct actions. But if you are in North Carolina, we have an abortion problem and we have a secret police problem.
Hmm.
That's true. Stacy, I saw you on mute. What would you like to say, my friend?
Well, I was just thinking, like, what about the whole like the president swears in on the Bible thing? Will you just be like, "Fuck no, I'm not doing that"?
You
Like,
don't have to swear on a Bible. You have
You
other
don't have to
options.
do that.
You could
oh, you
swear on
don't
a
have
comic.
to.
No, you could swear on a comic book if you wanted to. The book
Are
doesn't.
you gonna bring anime? Like, what are you gonna bring?
I'm gonna bring a
Please.
bulletproof vest and a helmet. Like I got bigger problems that day.
There you go.
It's going to be done in a protective bubble like they had the Pope
I
in.
just wanted some laughter because I knew that the answer to that would just bring some laughter to the room. That's
But
all.
but I never understand why the truth doesn't bring laughter as well. Like I'm I don't mean any disrespect, but it shouldn't be weird when someone goes, "No, I don't have the power to do that." And I'm someone who takes a lot of liberties with the power a president could have.
Yeah, for real. Speaking of powers, people are powering down. Things are slowing down, and it is almost one my time. I've been on live for 2 hours and 53 freaking minutes. So we're gonna wrap this up with closing statements. Danny, then Stacy, then Jasmine, and then we're gonna go eat lunch and get hydrated. Danny, please go first.
I just want to say thank you for letting me on and answering my questions. It definitely helps a lot. I know who my vote is. So thank you for your time. I'm definitely going to be looking into your policies more, and I look forward to see what you do.
Right on. Danny, do you have anything you want to bump before you go? I post the VOD, so you can promote anything you want.
Nah, I don't have anything. I just thank you guys for your time.
Okay, right on. Stacy, please go next.
Host, thank you so much for allowing me to be up here. I think I've been here most of the time that you've been live this morning. It's been great. One thing that I do want to plug is in my link tree, there is a link to an equal elections website, freeandequal.org, where Jasmine was on the national debate stage on February 29th. There is a poll to determine who is the winner of that debate. It ends at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight. So if you are a Jasmine supporter and you think that they won, go vote for them. If you watched it and you think somebody else voted or was better, vote for them. It's ranked choice, but the polls do end soon, and so I just want your voice to be heard. But that link is in my bio. Also, Jasmine's link tree is in my bio. Go read the policy. I read to you. Sherman Blue Bear 2024. Thanks, everybody.
Right on. Jasmine, please go next.
Come here, man. So you getting off live just means you gonna make me go live on my own. I was hiding in your window. I appreciate. No, thanks for having me. When I came in, it was only 9 people. It was a vibe. So I thought I was just chilling. I wasn't expecting all these people to come in and hang around. Come here, Prince Hakeem. Prince Hakeem, come on. My dog's trying to run away. We've been outside this whole time.
It's okay.
No, but I really appreciate you having me, and hopefully I can come back when you're on live again if I'm not banned.
Oh, for sure. I'm going live on YouTube at 3 p.m. today, and I'm going to be back here on TikTok tomorrow.
Perfect.
Right on. Do you have anything you want to plug, my friend, before we head out?
Me? Nah, I don't have anything to plug.
All right, cool. All right, y'all. Y'all hydrate or die straight. Take care.